Okay, here we are again for one of the final times. Still got post-game to do after we're done today, but this will conclude the main story. First, as usual, watch the intro, we'll let people filter in, and then we'll get going. Which reminds me, I think I need to turn off chat for 2 seconds, so I can grab a screenshot from the intro to use for the thumbnail. Might be lower res than the rest of the game, but I think it'll be okay. Is there a Milo taking Cypher Key layer? I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to know that. Probably should have been. Oh well. What can you do, right? There, that should be good. Okay, so now we'll hang out for a little bit. I'll do 2 cycles of the intro theme, and then we'll start. That's fine. Hey Lifeblood, how's it going? Welcome. Welcome to the finale. Yeah, let's go. We're almost there. Almost done with the main story. Then we just got a few post-game episodes to show the post-game content, and then we're done with this game. And then we'll be moving along, although I'll be taking a quick break in between games from streaming for about 2.5 weeks, I think. Basically, I'm going to take a break until the new year, after I'm done with this one next week, because recovery from surgery and just a mental health break that I was supposed to take back in October, and I was going to because it was coinciding with the original date of the surgery, but didn't take it. So, be taking it now, so that way I still get my 1 of 2 weeks off. Don't generally like taking weeks off from the streams because this is supposed to be a hobby, but sometimes you just need a break from it. Unfortunately for me, the evil people in these games never rest, and they almost never give me a break. But, to be fair, the only time that they are active is when I actually play the game. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the finale of Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness, the stream edition, where I'm just waxing about polygon characters and bits of code being stuck on a game disc. when I'm no longer playing it and then being stuck in suspended animation. Last time we began our adventure on Citadark Isle and caught a whole ton of shadow Pokemon, but there are quite a few left where that came from, as we can take a look here at the monitor and find out actually. No, actually I should go all the way down like this because we got all these that we've purified. There are a bunch that are almost ready to be purified in the Purify Chamber, but there's also all of these left, and minus Dragonite there, we'll be catching all of them today, and then Dragonite will be probably on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. So let's get started, shall we? We've got a bunch to do, so let's get going. This is where I wanted to end last time, because the Crane Room is a good indicator that we're over the halfway point, although the battles after this are going to get not hard per se, but there's a lot of shadow Pokemon to catch in the next few areas. There's basically, like I said, there's about 12 battles left in the game for the ending. But 3 of those 12 battles have a collective 14 shadow Pokemon in them. So, yeah, that'll take a little bit of doing. Those 3 timer balls will come in very handy for that, though. So, you know, that'll help. Hey, Piece of Yoshi, how you doing? Welcome. Play Royal or Strikers. Gotcha. Sounds like a plan. I will keep that in mind. We get a penny for every time a 10-year-old stops an evil team. We'd have a weird amount of pennies. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. Where's this one take me? Does this just go straight back? I thought you were going to say if we had a penny every time Yoshi asked us to play Royal, we'd have so many pennies. Just be honest, there's a whole difficulty spike. I don't know about a difficulty spike. They do get slightly higher leveled Pokemon to the point where they'll be almost caught up with us in levels, but it's fine. We'll be okay. Colosseum was where the difficulty spike was. In this game, if there's a difficulty spike, by comparison to Colosseum, it's tame. So, anyway, we can't get to those treasure chests just yet because we can't access the cranes that are over there. But now we have the light floor, and from here we'll be able to access them. But first, gotta fight another Cypher Peon. I knew they were here somewhere. Depends on the amount of times you ask. Right now you count 1 penny. A Piece of Yoshi is asked every time they've been in the stream chat before this. Almost every time. I think there was like once or twice back where Piece of Yoshi came back here, like at the very beginning of their tenure in the chat, where they didn't ask, and then I think Royal was mentioned somewhere in there, and that was what spurned the whole thing. So, yeah, that's how that goes. This Giga Drain is not going to KO, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's a lantern. It's incredibly bulky. Speaking of Royal, you're arguing with someone on Reddit as to why Morgana ran away and why Ryuji, in fact, was a complete dick during that arc. Oh, Piece of Yoshi, I understand the feeling of arguing with people on Reddit. Trust me, it's not a fun experience. But having done it myself, why would you do that to yourself? I haven't done it specifically about Persona 5, but I have done it about other... Oh my god, Leer. At level 47, you're going to give me Leer. No, thank you. I mean, in double battles, that would actually be okay, because it hits both opponents for defense -1, but... Ah, so this is what that... Who said it? Was it last time? Somebody mentioned this was a girl's best friend, and I'm a little concerned for their mental health, but there's a Shadow Lickitung on the field. It definitely wasn't anybody in this chat. It was like a... Who was it? I don't remember who it was that said that, but it's a Shadow Lickitung, that's the point. Let's get Arbok in here, shall we? Because Arbok is the MVP. I'm giving honorary temporary team member status because, good lord, Arbok is going to be good for this episode all the way through to the end of the game. Arbok's going to be good in the post-game as a Shadow Pokemon. It's kind of ridiculous how good its moveset is for Shadow Pokemon capture. Maybe Morgana overreacted in your opinion. You're like, no, Futaba is literally the only one who exerts an ounce of concern for Morgana before they infiltrated the palace. Makoto's out here like, maybe he got run over by a car. Yeah, it's been a while since I played P5, but they were kind of split down the middle between being complete dicks and not being complete dicks in that arc, weren't they? Oh, good lord. I'm like, Makoto needs you, but Jesus Christ, woman, why? Oh, man. Alright, so we know how this is going to go because Lickitung has Shadow Panic, which means he's going to spam Shadow Panic the entire time rather than attacking me, right? That's fine. I'll just accuracy up and then glare and then shadow half, and we'll move on with our lives. Actually, I should probably have switched out. I can do that next turn. Excuse me. And the reason why I want to switch out is because I want to get Agron or Flareon in here to protect. It doesn't really matter who does it, as long as one of them does it. I guess I can send Agron in. Flareon's already 47, so we can go from there. If my calculations are correct, we might get like 1 or 2 of our Pokemon to level 48 before beating the game, and that'll be about it. Which isn't bad. I usually end at about 45, so I'll take it. I think part of the reason Futaba was so concerned was because she blamed herself since she was with him during the whole Hawaii trip and that, but she couldn't notice, even though she has no social skills. If anything, she's the only one you didn't mind during that arc. I mean, it makes sense, though, that she would blame herself because she feels like her absence of social skills is the reason why she wasn't able to see it. And she's like, damn it, what if I was, you know, a more sociable human being, this wouldn't have happened. And it's like, I mean, okay, but Futaba, you can't really... You literally spent most of your life at this point after your mom died in your room with no contact with the outside world, so... I don't know if you can feasibly blame yourself at this point, but, you know. Okay, we glared it. Let's Shadow Half it. Agron, why don't you protect? No more Shadow Panic bullshit, and then we'll throw a ball next turn. I just can't believe Genius Sonority would throw me such a ridiculously strong bone as this Arbok. It gets a move that increases my catch rate by 1.5 times, and it gets a move to paralyze the opponent. Like, how good can you get? It's ridiculous, man. Well, anyway, we'll have to fix Arbok in the next battle, ideally. We'll see. Okay, so you got to recharge. We'll throw a ball at Lickitung. Yeah, I'm just going to use Ultra Balls at this point. We should have enough to finish out the whole thing, because we're going to use a few Net Balls in the coming battles. And we're also going to use up that Luxury Ball and the Master Ball at some point, but we'll figure that out in a little bit. So, there we go. I got the Lickitung. Your new headcanon is that Joker breaks down during the cat got your tongue question. Not my cat! Why would you say that? Oh boy. Okay, so you got a whole bunch of little window-looking things here that emit this soft light, and, well, they're not actually windows, they're just like laminates in the floor, and, ooh, Altari's ready, cool. But basically what's going to happen is if you step on one of them, you're going to fall down to the previous floor where you'll be able to take a crane and move around and grab treasure. Now, out of all of the areas here, the only ones that have treasure are this one. Ow. I don't know, you dropped quite a ways there, Mikey. I'm kind of surprised you didn't break your legs. I'm glad, but I'm kind of surprised nonetheless. So there's a max revive there. So that's one of them that has a treasure chest, and then there's another one on the other side of the room that has one as well, so we'll deal with that in a minute. I gotta get Arbok in here so I can get it out of reverse mode. I gotta get someone other than Flareon in here as well. I guess I'll just send Agron in, it's fine, because Agron needs to get to 47. We'll get Quagsire and Breloom there as well, eventually. So now the cranes reset each time you enter the room, so it's you can't actually get yourself stuck or something like that if you're coming in here, because they'll just go back to their default position each time you do it. So that's helpful. He gets the question wrong because Morgana's not here to compliment him, so what's the point? Then realizing the question's about Cat starts breaking down, then Anne realizes why Joker's breaking down, start breaking down while Miss Shwono is just like, oh god, mostly because it's funny. Yeah, I can see it in my head, yeah. I forget if we got that one right or wrong on the stream. I don't remember. I didn't really put too much stock into those questions because we maxed out on our stats pretty quickly anyway, even without, like, min-maxing with them. I think the other one that has the chest is this one right here, but I think there's also, yeah, a chest over here. So let's grab this one. 4 full heals, those might come in handy. In case I keep getting shadow panicked. believe this one also has a chest. Yep, there it is. 2 more revives. Good, because I'll need those. Fantastic. And that's it for the crane room. There's just the light laminate room upstairs, and then we'll go from there. I should probably use an ether on Breloom's Giga Drain now that I think about it. I think I only have 3 left, and there's not a healing point just yet. We've got 3 more trainers before we can access the healing point, so this is probably the longest stretch without a heal in the entire dungeon. I mean, you could go back and heal if you really wanted to, but I don't know. I like danger sometimes. Sometimes I like risking it for the biscuit. And there are a whole lot of biscuits on this island, I'll tell you what. All these shadow Pokemon. Alright, so does anybody else need a healing? A healing? Yeah, sure. A heal. Well, I'm thinking about it. I guess it's just Arbok, but I can't heal it right now because it's in reverse mode, so we'll just wait on that. But you could fall down the rest of the holes if you want to make some symmetry in the room, but I don't need symmetry. It's not bothering my OCD that much. That much. In Royal, you can just cheat and check the answers of everyone else, but you didn't bother when Morgana wasn't there, because what's the point if your adorable emotional support buddy isn't there to call you smart? Oh boy. At some point, I mean, to be fair, at the end of the game, I suppose Joker and Morgana go out to the town where Joker came from originally to live together. I was going to say, at some point Joker's going to have to live without Morgana, but that's not even true at the end of the game, is it? They sort of live together no matter what, so I guess it's just, they're friends forever, you know? Alright, so I saved back there because there's another Cypher Peon in the direct path of the rest of the area, and that means that this one has some shadow Pokemon for us to catch. And I believe this is the battle that I said to save the Luxury Ball for, if I recall correctly, so. Now, if Arbok gets knocked out, I'm not really bothered, because I just want to call it to get it out of reverse mode. I'll revive it later, and then we'll get Breloom in here, and we'll go from there, so. Come on back to me, Arbok. There you go. Kind of sucks that you can still go into reverse mode when your heart gauge is at 0 already. I don't know, it seems a little silly to me, but I mean, I didn't program the game, so. Then again, I'm only complaining about it because that means I can't Shadow Half with absolute abandon. So, is this on Agron? Because you're going to do like 5. Oh, okay. I at least used it on somebody who, you know, actually might have a problem with it, so. Alright, so let's heal Breloom first so I don't get Hyper Beamed by somebody else, and then we'll get rid of one of them. Probably Stantler, because X-Cloud is recharging this turn. And that means I can knock it out next turn, because Breloom is surprisingly quick. Actually got a really respectable speed stat at this point. I didn't expect to get above 80. And I'm pretty sure we're either at or just a little bit above 80 for speed stat on Breloom, which is pretty nice. This Pokemon could give Breloom a run for her money, but thankfully this Shadow Scyther does not know any flying-type moves at the moment, so we don't have to worry about it. So I ain't gonna worry about it. Let's use a Revive. Keep those Max Revives, we'll use those later. They'll probably come in pretty handy in the final battle, actually, so. And I'm pretty much just having Agron stand here to tank, to be honest, and give me money when I, you know, get to the end of the battle and the Amulet Coin procs. So, let's get rid of you. There you go. Yeah, pet and owner, yeah, exactly. Yep, pretty much. Pet and owner, friends forever. It's all those cat videos you see on YouTube distilled into one relationship. Oh god, the fat fuck is here! Shadow Chansey! Yeah, this is the one that I said save the Luxury Ball for, because it has a Happiness Evolution. And as we all know, Happiness Evolutions in this game are not very easy to come by. So, yeah, we're gonna want to do something about that. Do I want to Rock Tomb the Chansey? Not really. I feel like I'm going to knock it out with any old stray breeze of a physical attack, you know? So maybe I won't do that. Let's switch out, though. Let's get Arbok in here now. Excuse me. What's the point of my education if Morgana's not complimenting me? Not like anyone will ever find out there's a cat in my desk, mostly because they're afraid of him. Yeah, fair enough. It's actually legitimately true. The manga confirms that everyone saw Morgana as a monster. Yeah, the most harmless Shadow Pokemon ever, this Chansey. It definitely can't do hardly anything. Like, even its special attack that it uses, I think it uses, like, Shadow Rave or something. And it's, like, really not good. It does, like, 12 damage to anybody at maximum. It's not very good. Okay, so I'm actually going to heal Arbok before I call it, because we need to glare the both of these Pokemon. And then we can protect and go from there. I can toss a net ball at Scyther as soon as I Shadow Half, and then... I don't know, Chansey I might Shadow Half twice, because I actually want to try to catch it in the Luxury Ball, and if I recall correctly, it has a fairly low catch rate by comparison to the average for Dark Isle, so I think I'll try to mitigate that as much as possible by lowering it as much as I can. I don't know why you're spamming Shadow Hold so badly that you feel you need to do that, but okay, that's fine. Just keep using Protect, it's fine. And then we glare. I guess I'll glare the Scyther first because it's faster than anything else. Not that I'm even remotely threatened by any of the things on the field at the moment, but you know. Like, look at that. Not even close.
Greetings. I started Shadowbringers and am compiling my thoughts into a Google Doc.
Oh, nice, Marie. Sounds like a plan. I'll be interested to see if your thoughts line up similarly to what mine are, but we all know that mine are, by comparison to what the internet thinks, complete hot garbage. So we'll see how that how that works. And hello, Marie. How you doing? Thank you for resubscribing. That makes you quadrichromatic. I appreciate it. Okay, Arbok, I gotta get you out of reverse mode, but I'm not gonna call you just yet because you still have work to do, so we'll do that after the fact. Just do that too. Although that's not really wasting a turn. I might even fail a Protect on a Shadow Half after this, but that's okay. It's not like I gotta worry about it, so. Chanseys are one of those kind-hearted Pokemon, so them being heartless and emotionless with no sympathy is so yikes. Yeah, I know, it's like, oh my god. Why would you do this to the poor Chansey? Like, what the hell? Come on, guys, that's not cool. Here's is going to be a massive synopsis, so yeah, spoilers for those who haven't made it there. Oh boy. That's okay. I'd still be interested in checking it out. Just let me know when you got a decent amount of thoughts in there, and I'll go check it out. Alright, Shadow Halftime. I might not get my Protect off, that's okay. Not too worried about aggroing. It's done its job at the moment, and that is standing there and being very tanky with the Amulet Coin in her hands, so. Scyther is now netballable, so that's good. And Chansey, again, I might actually do another Shadow Half because I'm a little concerned about Chansey's overall HP. And if Arbok survives, that is. We'll see. I know you dislike the Okumura arc, how dare you? Well, I mean, specifically referring to my opinions on Shadowbringers when I say, no, my opinions are hot garbage. So, you know, by comparison to the rest of the internet. Okay, so, yeah, I'll just do this because Arbok's got to recharge, which means Arbok's going to faint, and that means I'm probably not going to actually care. I'll probably just toss the thing at Chansey anyway, so. Love how underleveled Shadow Tanks are allowed to be. Like, Arbok is over a dungeon behind and is still holding its own. I know! Arbok is fantastic. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, Arbok is basically going to be an honorary team member for this stream because, like, she's good all the way to the post-game. That's how ridiculous her moveset is. Like, her moveset features both a move that allows me to blast every Shadow Pokemon on the field to half HP, and a move that allows me to inflict a status, which increases my chances of catching things. And that just makes Arbok an absolute monster. It's just ridiculous how good it is. So, Agron, let's give you a Moo Moo Milk, because I don't feel like having to revive you too. So, let's do that. And then, I'm actually going to have Quagsire use Water Pulse? Water Pulse. Because Chansey is so fat that it will take this on the nose and not even give a shit. Yeah, just to put it a little below half, because I kind of want to catch it in that Luxury Ball, like I said, so we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. I'm not going to evolve this thing anyway, but this is probably, if you're not going to use a Zubat and evolve it into a Crobat, this is probably your best bet for the Luxury Ball. I think Zubat is much more worth using this ball for, but hey, if I'm not going to use a Zubat or a Crobat, then I might as well use it on something else, and this seems like the best bet. So, if it wastes it, it wastes it. That's okay. Your opinions are probably bad too. Hell, you muted someone in your friend's Discord because he was feverishly defending Shadowbringers despite not even being done with Stormblood. He's a lost cause in your eyes. Yeah, that's a little... That's kind of a weird way to have an opinion, considering you're not even there yet. Like, what do you mean you're defending it? You don't know anything about it. Why? Alright, anyway. So if I crit, the Chansey will be in the red. With this Water Pulse, that is, and that should put it pretty much exactly where I want it to be anyway, so... Yeah, I think Chansey's catch rate is pretty low, actually. I think it's only at, like I think normally around here it's between 80 and 100, but I think Chansey's is, like, 70 or something, so it's not very good. So it might be a little bit of a waste of Ultra Balls. If it takes long enough, I may actually have to use the shortcut to go back to Gateon Port and buy a few more, but, I mean, that's okay. I actually thought about my strategy after this, where it's like, oh, I should probably get some vitamins in the post-game, and then I was like, wait a minute, the Pokemon I was going to use the vitamins on isn't even going to level up, so it doesn't matter if I use the vitamins, it won't see a benefit out of them anyway. So, yeah, that plan is kind of struck at this point. So... Okay, we got Scyther and Chansey. We'll put them in the Purify Chamber in a little bit, because we'll have some room for them right now, because Dodrio and Altaria are done, but we'll do that in a little bit. Before we head upstairs, though, I definitely want to heal up, probably to maximum, because there's another mini-boss coming up, so... Oh yeah, I gotta use an Ether on Breloom. Get that Giga Drain back. There we go. Excuse me. Love how you're never allowed to be negative before it pisses people off. No, you're allowed to be negative. It's just that people hate when people are negative about something that they like, because, again, it seems like, in some cases... Listen, two separate opinions can exist at the same time that completely diverge on the internet. It will not end the world, okay? Like, it's not the end of the world if you like something and someone else doesn't. It's okay. You can still have your opinion. Same thing if you dislike something that someone else likes. It's okay. You can still have your opinion. It's fine. Okay, so we don't need Arbok in here for this one. Aggron I do want to send in, but I think I'm going to send it in near the end. Quagsire and Breloom I think work pretty good for this guy's team. I think. I don't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, well anyway, there's a mini-boss coming up, so let's save again. Can't wait to destroy him with your analysis of Shadowbringers. Will he even hear you, though? I don't know if it'd be worth it to show it to him if he's not even going to hear you, because he's already defending it, but even though he hasn't played it. So, I don't know if if it's even worth showing that to him, you know? But Chansey do have shit catch rates in the mainline game, so it is, I guess it can be expected, yeah. That's fair. No, they can't. Mono, you've not seen how many have mass downvoted your Okumura's Palace is not that bad. You people just didn't get the memo to use Morgana and use the map for the airlock puzzle. Well, did you post it on Reddit? Because that's why it's being mass downvoted, because Reddit is basically a hive mind full of ants, so, and it doesn't matter which Reddit you're on, either. It's literally the same opinions all the time. Oh, Snaddle's back. Hello. Thanks for bringing the shortcut elevator up, man. That's probably the most useful thing you've done in the whole game. So. Your plan wasn't perfect. You were trying to friggin', like, take over a whole town and be the governor of Ur. Like, what? When that shit got out, you ain't never gonna get elected. Yeah, no shit. You will never become the governor. Who the fuck is gonna vote for you after all the stupid shit you've done? This man's head is in the clouds. And that's good, because I'm about to beat him into the stratosphere. So, at least he's halfway there already. We gotta fight Snaddle again, so let's do it. Oh, I should have had Flareon in here for Medang there. Although, to be fair, I could just Earthquake. And that would be fine. I don't know why I didn't just think... I mean, I guess I could Giga Drain, too, to... No, actually, Breloom's faster than Quagsire, so Giga Drain isn't going to get me my HP back. But it's still the thing that I'm going to do, because it's the most optimal play right now, so... You know, just do it this way. If it doesn't KO, it doesn't KO. That's okay. It did KO, that's great. because then Quagsire can get a big hit off, the Metang can probably faint, and we can go from there. Still kind of sucks that you don't get the soft sand until so late in the game, though. Like, we still don't even have a soft sand. That's how long into the game it is before you get it. We get it as, like... There's a couple more battles after this, and one of the Shadow Pokemon in one of them has the soft sand. That's how far into the game you get it, so... They didn't want you spamming Earthquake like a crazy person. But, you know... I'm doing it anyway, so... Alright, so there's that. I'll probably just have Quagsire Yawn next turn, because, yeah, I was going to say, I think he sends in his Shadow first. And the reason why he sends in his Shadow Soul Rock, yeah, I mean, that wasn't really a big surprise, considering he had a Lunatone as a Shadow before, is because it can get Shadow Sky off, so then he can send in his Cast Form, and it can have, you know, a typeless... I think it's typeless, a typeless Weather Ball. So that's fun, but we'll deal with it, so... Also get rid of the Scizor while I yawn the Soul Rock. And then once we get rid of Cast Form, we'll get somebody else in here to take care of the rest. Just love the thing he does where he points to the sky. It's pretty silly, so I can agree. It's kind of fun, you know. They have personality, that's for sure. Reddit is an echo chamber. If you don't agree, you're crucified. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Just go on there for the sadist Haru memes. Oh boy. Is it weird when the evil guy uses Quagsire? A little. I mean, yeah, I could see it because it's like, look at this thing. That couldn't be evil if it tried. It has no thoughts in its head whatsoever. How could it be evil? You know, so I get it. Alright, so we'll get rid of the Cast Form, and I'm actually aiming at it with Yawn because Gen 3 Double Battle mechanics will allow him to send in his next Pokemon, which is also a Shadow Pokemon, and then I can put it to sleep too. I have a plan. Quagsire's really good against Snaddle, as you can plainly see. This, however, is a very good Shadow Pokemon, Shadow Starmie. If you still need a Water type for the last, like, 6 battles of the game, this is actually a really good one. I'm actually going to stick it in the Purify Chamber, though, as soon as we get downstairs to the through the shortcut, because it serves a very important purpose for the final battle if you purify it 1 bar or more before you get there. And I think I should be able to do that? Not sure yet, but we'll see. But I'm a crazy person. Oh, for the sadist Haru memes, gotcha. Shadow Sky, step your game up, yay. Stupid long animations as it smacks everyone on the field, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm okay with it, but, you know, it's there. I think that's a Bulbapedia thing they want to know. How does Shadow Sky interact with Weather Ball? Yeah, I don't know. Cast Form never lives long enough for me to test, so... I couldn't tell you, to be honest. So that's fun. How are we doing here? I mean, I guess I could Fresh Water Quagsire so that it doesn't take a big hit, because Arbok's not going to take a big hit, so, like... No, Freshwater Quagsire. Because we're getting Breloom out of here, like, right now, so... Yeah, we'll be fine. There we go. You sit there and wait for it to just end. You need to be a lunatic to be proper crazy. Oh, boy. I have no idea. You haven't played this since you were a child and had a GameCube. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I'm just glad I still have a working Nintendo Wii doing that so it doesn't break down on me or something. Shadow Sky is just acid rain with lighting. I mean, that's pretty much true, to be honest. I could see it. So... It definitely pollutes the environment, considering how badly it fucks up my Pokemon. Oh, boy. Alright, so Solrock's asleep. Starmie's about to be asleep. Quagsire's still gonna get hit by this, but that's okay. And then we Shadow Half and we start tossing the ball. Ideally, Solrock will stay asleep for like another turn. If it doesn't and it wakes up, I mean, I don't know that I'll live, but I'll try to live and I'll yawn it again. I mean, I'll just glare it if I need to. I'm going to catch Starmie first anyway because I have a net ball, so, you know. Or maybe I should catch Solrock first. No, because knowing Starmie, it'll wake up as soon as I do that, and then Quagsire will faint, so I'll just catch Starmie first. Solrock is sleep levitating up and down too. Yeah, he really he really follows the whole idea of being a constellation, doesn't he? Because he you know, he remains levitating. He keeps his rotation or revolution even when he's a dying... Well, he's not a dying star, I guess, but he's not exactly having a good time right now. So, alright, let's get Starmie off the field. Give me my magic eraser. Thank you. Watch this netball fail just because I said that, though. Never fails. I'm too good. Netball's catch rate is too good against bug and water types. It's ridiculous. Solrock is still asleep. This is nuts. This is a good luck. This is a good luck turn. Also, the Shadow Sky faded away. This is a very good luck turn. All right, let's do this and see if we can get away with it. And if we did, well, then this battle took less time than the Chansey battle, which is kind of fantastic. Excuse me. Crap, I wanted you to look stupid. Yeah, everybody does. I understand why. It's actually hilarious when I look stupid, but sometimes I don't look stupid. Sometimes I look like I know what I'm doing. Keyword, the operating term, the operating phrase in that sentence was look like. So, just so you're aware. Oh boy. Anyway, there goes Snaddle. Now he has to go wait on the bus. Just like all the rest of the admins who are like, man, I can't get off this island without, you know, Master Greevil piloting the boat, so I guess I'll just wait on the bus like a kid waiting for their parents to come out of the store. I made that metaphor last time. Okay, that person across the bridge there might look familiar, but we are not ready for that battle. Trust me when I tell you, we are not even remotely ready for that battle, so we are not going to do it just yet. We're going to go down here first instead. Take the shortcut, go back to the healing point, put Starmie in the Purify Chamber with somebody else, and then we'll go from there. Uh-oh. Somebody's waiting for me down here. Yeah, this trainer wouldn't be here unless he used the shortcut, so that's why I didn't come over here originally. Or I did, but they weren't here, so... Thankfully, they don't have any Shadow Pokemon because they're off the beaten path, so, you know. They do, however, have a bunch of tanks, so that's fun. Was your idea of a good time to waste my time? Because if that's the case, you're probably just about in the right, so... Alright, let's call Aggron, because Steel-type is good against Shuckle. Let's get rid of Blissey, and then we'll see what the other one is. Everyone laugh at Mono. Hey, they say you gotta be able to laugh at yourself, right? I just laughed at myself. There you go. Rewatching it showed you tons of mistakes. Oh, from the Yggdra Union video? I'll be honest with you, I didn't see too many mistakes personally, but I think that's because I didn't play the game, so... I wouldn't know, like... And my tactical sense is not exactly the best, so I honestly, I wouldn't know. Hey, grab a snack, guys. This will take time. Oh, boy. Was that Wrap or Constrict? It was Wrap. Okay, well, I guess I'm not switching out to Gardevoir then until I get rid of this thing. It's okay, though. Who wants to bet the Weezing is going to blow up in my face? Shuckle, you're going to have to give me some souls back so I can live. That should knock Shuckle down to the point where it'll faint to an Iron Tail at the very least, so... Breloom's level 47 as well, so that's awesome. We'll get Quagsire and Aggron there soon enough. Nice. Got it. Now grab a snack, guys. This will take time. Oh, yeah. Way too much time. You have Flamethrower? This man has coverage on his Weezing. The hell? Oh, wrong Pokemon. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, let's just Iron Tail again, and now we'll get, How much do you need to your next thing? 3160. I kinda want to get you in here, to be honest. Let's go back. I'll use another Moo Milk. We've got enough of them. And then we'll get Quagsire in here, so I can get a little extra EXP. And then we'll just double team the Weezing next turn, and we'll be fine. Hopefully. Ideal. Hey, Amarella, how's it going? Welcome back. You got the best snack, spicy marinara ziti pasta. Ooh, that sounds good, actually. That sounds very good. That is activating my inner Italian. Thank you for that. But, yeah, that sounds really good. Sounds like a great snack, actually. Hopefully, you're able to savor the whole thing, because, I mean, we're going to be here a little while. So, before we get to the final battle, but yeah, that sounds pretty good. Did you make it yourself, or was it, like, takeout? Because, I mean, in both cases, it's probably good, but... I always prefer when I make food myself, because for some reason it tastes better. Probably because of the effort that I put into actually making it, so... You made the noodles and the sauce. Nice. Nice, that's good. That's, so the only thing you didn't make was the spice, but I mean, that's okay. Like, spice is pretty easy. You just, you know, chuck some Tabasco sauce on it. Actually, I'd probably put some red chili peppers on it if it's spicy marinara, so that would probably be a little better, because it's like a drier heat rather than a wet heat, which is difficult with sauce because it's already wet, so, you know. Ooh, you even grated the cheese fresh. That's good, then. Yeah, that's gonna be a good snack. Oh boy, gonna make my mouth water over here. Wheezing tends to be used by the fire Pokemon trainers in older games, so it works. Oh yeah, absolutely. Flamethrower is great coverage for wheezing. I've used it myself. It's fantastic. So, I definitely use it. And he had Thunderbolt as well, so that's also good coverage. I don't think I really want to put Mag Cargo in the thing, but I guess I could. I have 4 slots. As long as one of them is Starmie, I think we'll be okay. We could take Hitmonlee out for another Shadow Half user, but it's not really that great for our purposes in this section, so... Alright, we'll switch Hitmonchan around in a minute once I do this. Get Starmie in here in a second. There we go. Put you right there. Rotate you. There we go. Oh no, you can stay there. And then we'll go over here, get Altaria out. And I'll stick Hitmonlee in there. Why not? The reason why I don't really want to use Hitmonlee for the purpose of... Oh, okay, that's just neutral. That's weird. For the purpose of using it for Shadow Half is because he doesn't have a status move that he can use, and also his physical defense is absolutely abysmal. He has good special defense, so that would help out with stuff like Shadow Storm or Shadow Rave, but if he's getting, like, blasted by Shadow Rush, I mean, he could probably take, like, 2 or 3, and then that'd be it. So, we're not gonna bother with that. It's fine. That being said, I might actually want to edit my team around a little bit here, because the next trainer is hard. One of the toughest battles on this island by a long shot, so... I'm gonna want a few Shadow Pokemon with me, actually, to make the tanking a little easier. Alright, so Aggron and Quagsire have to come with us, because they need to get to 47. Who else works for this guy's team? Probably Gardevoir. Yeah, I think we'll stick Flareon and Breloom into the actual PC for the first time in a long time, because I need to tank for this next section, so... And Solrock will probably work pretty good for that purpose, I think. Let's take a look at its stats. It's a good level as well, so... Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. That's about where Arbok is. It's got Levitate, so that's not bad either. Shadow Rave, Shadow Panic, Shadow Sky. I mean, I guess Shadow Rave is okay. Lickitung, how about you? Can't believe I'm strongly considering using a Lickitung just for its defense. Those defense stats are actually pretty decent as well. Chansey? I mean, 98 Spadef. That's like Hitmonlee levels of special defense, Chansey. What the hell? I know you have so much HP, it's ridiculous, but like, come on now. Also comes with a Lucky Punch, so I guess that's okay for it. It's probably the best item Chansey could use. Scyther, why are you so tanky? That's surprising. I'm going to take you out for this battle. Let's see. So you and Solrock are coming with me. Whoops. I'm holding a Pokemon. I can't go away yet. Yeah. Okay. So you two can come with me for this battle. We definitely want a couple of tanks because it's... Basically, if you don't have Shadow Tanks, and even if you do, this battle will kick your ass. This guy's Pokemon levels are pretty much the same as they were the last time we saw him, way back at the beginning of the game, but they're still some of the highest that we've seen on the entire island, so... Like, he's a couple levels above Snaddle. That's how high-leveled his Pokemon are. So, gotta be a little careful with that. Cooking makes everything taste better. I mean, yeah, that's true. Learn to cook, so say I. And no, you made some very critical mistakes in that video. You should have added Kylier to that union a turn early near the end. Oh boy. Yeah, see, that's like I said, I didn't really see... did I see the whole video at this point? I might not have seen the whole video. I think I might have watched about half of it now that I think about it, because I'm trying to remember Kylier, and I don't remember it, so I might not have watched the whole thing just yet. I might have watched about half of it. That's my bad. I'll go watch the rest after we're done. I'll try to pay more attention, see if I see the mistakes you're talking about. Want a Carolina Reaper pepper? That is spicy. Oh my god, yeah. My one of my neighbors down the street, he's passed away a few years ago, rest his soul. But he used to cook these suicide hot chicken wings with like suicide hot sauce. And they had, I think he used a single Carolina Reaper pepper in there, among other things. So yeah, it was, oh my god, those things were so fucking hot. My mouth was on fire, just like this lava. It's ridiculous. Hello there, sir. I don't actually know your name at this point. Ardos, there you go. I do remember you. You're the one that saved my ass back in Gadeon Port. Because, I mean, I wasn't quite strong enough to fight a Shadow Zangoose at that point. I would have protected my sister, but it probably would have cost me something. So thanks for the assist, man. Well, it helped me anyway, so I appreciate it. I don't know if I should appreciate Cypher, but... if it works, right? This fight sucks. Think this is the fight that broke you? You snapped at the game and hated it and the game as a result. Oh boy. Reaper, why would you do that to yourself? You live in Carolina. Oh boy. I mean, I didn't do it to myself. I was helping him test his suicide hot sauce. He literally could have bottled that stuff and it would have sold like hotcakes. That stuff was so hot, but it was so good. Oh my god. Well... I was a little bit better than the usual, but my experience has taken me far. Yes, as you can see. But enough talk! Have at you! Okay, so now we have to fight the first of the two head administrators, Ardos. He doesn't have a fancy introduction, but he doesn't need it, because he is hard! There's the Alakazam. That one is the exact same level as it was originally. And that makes it level 44, which is pretty high-leveled. He also has a Shadow Swallow to start with. Remember this one for later. It's actually... I'm going to talk about it a little in the post-game. There's actually something neat, I think, about the Shadow Swallow and one other Shadow Pokemon that's in a different person's team in a little bit. So, in the meantime, I guess just... I was going to say Earthquake, but I don't know if that's the best idea right now. Alakazam's kind of going to blast the field, but... and so Swallow. I guess I'm going to put up a Reflect, so I should be okay. Let's just Earthquake. Alright, so Swallow's not going to attack this turn. It's going to put Shadow Sky up. That's fine. This is probably on Quagsire. It's on Gardevoir. I'm confused. Tanking that like a champ. Thank you. Let's get a Reflect up. And then see if we can KO the Alakazam. It doesn't have that much physical defense, so I'm kind of confident, but we'll see. The problem with Ardos's non-Shadow Pokemon is that they don't have a whole lot of weaknesses, so they can be kind of tough to take down, because you can't hit them super effectively very easily. I think between the three of them, they only have, like, I want to say 6 weaknesses. I could be wrong, though. We'll see as we go through the battle a little better. There's his other non-Shadow Pokemon, one of 2. Kingdra, only weak to Dragon-type moves, so I'm just going to blast it and hope for the best. I mean, it's getting Shadow Sky damage, so that kind of helps a little bit. The Reflect should help us a lot, though, with Swallow, so... you gotta be a little careful, though, because Swallow is another Shadow half user, so just, maybe don't blast Kingdra too hard, you know? I'm actually going to try to put it to sleep now, because it might... okay, it didn't Shadow half this turn, but I didn't want to take the risk at him sending out a Shadow Pokemon and then it taking a huge chunk of damage. That was with a Reflect up. Ow! Oh boy. Yeah, just trying to get a little bit of chip experience for Gardevoir and Aggron and Quagsire from his regular non-Shadow Pokemon, and then we'll send in the tanks. So, I was going to say, if this is on Gardevoir, it might KO. Might even be worse, it might paralyze Quagsire. Yeah, there you go. Kind of figured that was going to happen, to be honest. Alright, so Swellow is definitely going to attack Gardevoir. So that could be a bit of a problem. I think I just heal this turn, to be honest. I think that's the best play. I'm just gonna heal this turn. We'll tank it out a little bit better in a minute once we get that stuff off and we can get a yawn off. I'll use a full restore, sure, why not? I missed a little chat, let me look at the rest. Lame-ass wannabe. So help me God, if I didn't love Swellow and Manectric with all my heart at this point, you would have despised both of them. They are both great Pokemon, yes, so I would agree. But, yeah, Ardos kind of makes Swellow a bit of a bitch to take down, that's for sure. Thankfully, it does have Shadow Half, which helps a little bit, because now it has to recharge, and I can use the opportunity. I can't believe I lived to... I'm going to die from Shadow Sky, but, you know, I can use the opportunity to put it to sleep. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, Gardevoir, you did your job, and that was Weaken Kingdra, so now I should be able to handle the rest with Quagsire and Aggron and my Shadows. If you miss out on a little bit of experience with his non-Shadow Pokemon, don't worry about it too much. It's not overly critical that we worry about them at the moment. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to Protect with Aggron to get Kingdra off the field, and then I'll just Ice Beam it so that it just gets taken care of. We'll catch Swellow in a minute, when I can actually afford to yawn it, if I survive long enough to do it. But... oh, okay. That's an odd choice, but sure. I was going to say, that's not really... it's not really who you want to be hitting right now. I would think you would have just Hydro Pumped Aggron, but whatever, dude. You do you. You keep thinking this is SMT and they're going to press turns for these moves. Oh my god, can you imagine Pokemon with press turns? That would be so much more strategic, I'd love it. Oh boy. Alright, so it's most likely that Quagsire is going to faint next turn. Unless Heracross decides to Brick Break Aggron, and I probably should have saved my Protect because of that. But, yeah, it's most likely that Quagsire is going to faint next turn, so I think I'm going to revive Gardevoir, so that Gardevoir can get some experience for the Heracross. And then we'll get our tanks in here. I'll try to yawn. I don't think I'm going to live long enough to actually do it, but I'll try it. Watch him, like, predict or some shit, and, like, I'm going to send in Gardevoir where Quagsire is, and he's just going to Mega Horn it. I know how I would do this if it was me, so since I know that, I think I'm going to send in Scyther, actually, to tank this a little better. I need to get Gardevoir in here, but I don't need to get it in here that badly. So, okay, this is on Aggron. Oh, okay. This is on Scyther. That's fine, I guess. Got rid of my Reflect, but I can put that back up, so no big deal. Alright, so Swellow might just Shadow Sky again, to be honest. I'm gonna Rock Tomb Raw. I know that's kind of a weird choice, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then let's try to get Heracross off the field as best we can, because actually that's going to help me because this increases the power of Shadow Rush by 50%. So thank you, Swellow. Appreciate it. Using your own stuff against you, that's on Scyther for sure. This is why you want to get his non-Shadow Pokemon off the field as best as you can, because they have coverage moves, as you can see. Pokemon with press turns would be terrifying. I know. Oh my god, it would be incredibly difficult to deal with, but I'd still be pretty happy with it. So. Alright, so now, if this hits, which it did, I'll definitely be faster than Heracross with Gardevoir if it lives. Okay, don't gotta worry about that then. Good. We'll get some experience for both of them, that's good. And here's another Shadow Pokemon, as it turns out. Yeah, the rest of his team is Shadows, so just... we're going to have to make do with what we've got at this point. Because this is a Shadow Electabuzz. Both of the Pokemon that are on the field at the moment are Shadow Half users. So just keep that in mind, because they both definitely can do some significant damage if you're not careful. So, what do I want to do here? I want to get, let's see. So Sleep won't work on Electabuzz because it has Vital Spirit. Swellow has Guts, but I'm not really too worried about that. I want to get Arbok on the field so I can paralyze probably Electabuzz, to be honest. But one of them is probably going to use Shadow Half this turn, so I guess I'm protecting and then tossing a ball. It doesn't matter too much if Agron faints at this point, or rather, it doesn't matter if any of my non-shadows faint at this point. I just need the shadow Pokemon for tanking, basically. These two might give you a bit of a run for your money, though, because they're pretty strong, all things considered. Swellow with its shadow moves and Shadow Sky is pretty powerful, so... Excuse me. And it broke out of the ball, so that's no good. That might help a little bit, though. It might disengage someone. That's on Gardevoir, so I guess it won't disengage too many. I might dodge a Shadow Half, though, so that'll actually make Swellow a little easier to KO next turn. And since that's the case, I'm actually going to save Arbok for now, because Arbok will be useful for Shadow Halfing his final Shadow Pokemon, which does not have access to it, so... Yeah, there you go, see? That's why I wanted to protect, because when there's a Shadow Half Pokemon on the field, you know it's going to use it at some point or another, so... So now we just gotta figure out how we can toss a ball at them, and we can go from there. Alright, so Electabuzz is recharging. And... let's see here. My dog is barking at the neighbors again. I wish he would stop that. I think I'm gonna revive Scyther, because I might need the tanking, so I'm gonna do that. And then we'll toss an Ultra Ball with Solrock's turn. Oh, they're taking their garbage out. That's why I just heard their garbage in the back. You might even hear some of the bumping very minorly in the background because they're taking... They got the big, like, garbage vats on wheels that you can slide that they're taking into the back alley, which is where the truck picks it up, so... Alright, Swellow, be a little more gracious to me this time because I definitely don't want to be dealing with you again. So... That was a little more gracious, but that's not what I meant, so... Okay, I mean, you're just gonna make it harder on yourself, so fair enough, I suppose. It's gonna make it a little harder on me, too, but, you know. Alright, it should be catchable next turn, though. Now, again, Shadow Half cannot actually KO anyone unless they're at 1 HP, so that's gonna take a while before that actually happens, so don't worry about that too much. Agron's still tanking along, so that's pretty good. I'm going to try protecting again, because I can only throw one ball per turn anyway, so I might as well just do that. And see if we can get this. We'll go from there. If I go below 30 Ultra Balls, I might actually use the shortcut to go back to Gateon Port and get more, because we're going to need quite a few, so... Now, don't think you're out of the woods just because you got his Swellow, though, because his last Shadow Pokemon is Snorlax. And that's terrifying, because Snorlax has a lot of attack power. And it also has the most powerful Shadow move in the game. And Electabuzz knows the Shadow move that reduces your evasiveness, which actually takes care of the only shortcoming of the most powerful Shadow move in the game, that it's inaccurate. So that's going to be fun to deal with. Alright, I'm going to have to definitely start healing pretty soon. Let's get Arbok in here so I can start glaring some stuff in a minute. Now, if we get lucky next turn, Electabuzz will Shadow Half, and Snorlax will use Shadow End. That's the powerful Shadow move that I was talking about, which will actually make this a little bit easier, because then I can... Snorlax will be at a quarter health, Electabuzz can go from there. I'm actually going to use Solrock's turn to throw a ball instead of healing, because I'm a masochist, apparently. It's okay, though. Yeah, oh boy, indeed. Here come that big boy. Even if we don't get Shadow Half this turn, because I catch this Electabuzz, it's okay. Because the penalty for using Shadow End is that you reduce your HP by 1/2 of your current HP. That's how much recoil it has, as you'll see in a second, because he actually hit with it. Now, be glad that didn't hit Arbok, because it probably still would have done almost enough to KO, even though it was not very effective. It's a nuts move. It's absolutely absurdly powerful, and you definitely don't want to be worrying too much about it. That's why I tried to make sure that we had tanks for it, because we were going to need them, so... By the way, the Snorlax actually has a leftovers, which makes it fairly unique because that means you can get 2 leftovers in this game, which is pretty impressive, actually, all things considered. Don't want to rush it. Not really. I think I'm just going to Mist it, because it might Shadow End again, so... I just want to get the Glare off before it does anything nasty. And KOs one of my Pokemon. I'm going to have to revive again next turn, instead of throwing a ball if they do KO Scyther. But we got the Paralysis off, so that at least is good. Arbok is in reverse mode again, because of course she is. That's great. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to Shadow half this turn, and then use Scyther's turn to try to catch this thing. It's got a low-ish catch rate, though, from what I remember. I think it's about the same as Chansey, so it might take a few balls to catch it. We'll see. Yeah, Shadow End is scary. Definitely not something you want to be on the receiving end of. And the thing that Genius Sonority did that was, well, genius, was that they often paired Pokemon that had Shadow End with other Shadow Pokemon that had Shadow Mist, which reduces your evasiveness to the point where Shadow End has 100% accuracy. These guys knew what they were doing when they programmed these games. Oh boy. Anyway, we got a bunch of money because we actually got Aggron in here, so that's fantastic. And I am going back to the PC to heal because holy shit! We got our asses beat there, even though we caught all of his Pokemon, so... I mean, how could you have known, though? Like, hindsight's 20/20. You couldn't have known that I was going to become so strong. Alright, well, I'll see what he has to say, so... What exactly are your dreams, anyway? Well, we'll find out in a little bit. First, he has to skulk off to the ship to wait on the bus. I love how they're always, like, skulking off like they're gonna go somewhere, and it's like, where are you actually gonna go? This island only has so many places for you to hide, and you can't leave. So, like... because if you leave without Master Greevil, that's essentially mutiny, so... yeah, you know, not exactly the easiest thing to do. Or rather, I should say it this way, from a mechanical standpoint, they can't leave because the ship never leaves. Like, even if you go down there after they just got beaten in a battle, the ship stays in the harbor. They never take it anywhere, so, you know. Alright, so we're fully healed. That's good because I was dying. Let's get the rest of our team in here this time. Because the next trainer that we're going to be fighting just has 2 Shadow Pokemon again, so it should make it a little bit easier for us to, you know, take care of things, so... There's the second leftovers. I'm not going to use it because I don't particularly need it, so we'll be good without it. Put you here. We'll put you here. We're going to keep Arbok because Arbok is so good. And I guess we'll check out the Swallow that we got there so I can kind of show you. Okay, I mean, I guess that's not terrible defense and special defense. It's not good, but it's not as bad as it could be. It could be like in the 40s in either of those, so... And there's Electabuzz. Actually, it's not too bad either. 6380 for a Shadow half user. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, the problem with Electabuzz is that it does get Thunder Wave back by purifying it, but it has 4 Shadow moves to begin with, so it won't get Thunder Wave until you, well, just flat out purify it. If it did, it would be the best Shadow half user in the game. Like if it had 3 Shadow moves and then it got Thunder Wave back as its 4th. It'd be the best Shadow Pokemon in the game in terms of catching others because it has a status move, so that would help quite a bit, but it doesn't, so yeah. Do any items to deposit? I don't remember. Anything at the bottom here? I guess rare candies and max potions, but I can use those, so... I probably won't use the rare candies, though. I'll probably just sell them like I usually do, so... Alright, so now that we've healed again, we're going to go back up, we're going to save, and then we're probably going to get into another Shadow Pokemon fight almost immediately, so that's fun. It's okay, though. We'll make do. But yeah, probably want to save before you head inside, because, I mean, it's the Dome. This is where it all ends, so it's probably a good idea to save. Because you don't want to, you know, run into Master Greevil himself and then end up in a bit of a problematic spot, you know, so... Actually, no, I'll take our Arbok's reverse mode later. I always say that, and then, like, it ends up keeping it through the entire battle. So that's no good. But we're getting closer to that big 82. That's the magic number at the end of this dungeon. We've got 14 more to go. And to be fair, 11 of them are in the final 2 battles, so not much after this. Oh, okay, I guess there's a heal point here as well. That's surprisingly more tame than I expected, but I already used it and I already saved, so let's go confront Master Greevil himself. I did, surprisingly enough. I'm kind of surprised at myself as well, because he was pretty tough. I mean, I suppose. Okay, so are you going to just fight me yourself, or... Oh, okay. That means no, right? God, his grin is so off-putting. It's like kind of a little in the uncanny valley, because like you can see his gums. Because of the camera angle, it kind of looks up into his mouth. But it just adds to the evilness, you know what I mean? It's like, don't do that, stop! Ah, damn it. First they put me to sleep with sleep powder to prevent me from battling, and now they just put well, it's not an invisible plot wall, it's a visible plot wall in front of me. Yeah, unfortunately we can't break through the glass either. It looks to be fairly thick. I mean, look at how thick that is. Like, that's probably 6-inch glass. We don't have anything that can smash through that except maybe Agron, but, you know. I'd rather just let Agron be ready for battle rather than smash through 6-foot glass. They wouldn't let me do that in a Pokemon game anyway, so, you know. I'm going to save again just for the hell of it. I love how they stopped you with glass. Yeah, like, come on now. They're just finding any excuse in the book to stop me with a non-battle, basically. It's fine. It doesn't really take that long to get around that, but as you'll see in a minute. Because all we gotta do is go use this elevator over here. Oh. Damn it. There's no... Well, maybe one of the Cypher peons back at the earlier parts of the dungeon had a key, or maybe I can go beat up one of the researchers down by the whirlpool and see if they have a key. I mean, I would imagine they have a key. They're researchers. They have to be able to move around the whole place, right? So let's go see if we can find one that has a key. Oh. Or Gorgon can make the worst mistake of his life and just bring the elevator up here for me. Thanks, buddy. Didn't know you were going to be the anti-hero of Cypher's little tirade. So, it's me. Can't say the feeling's mutual, Gorgon. Well, you keep doing it to yourself. You keep fighting me, so... That's great. He gave you one last chance to redeem yourself, and when I beat you, you're going to be the reason why I was able to get around their visible plot wall. Gorgon, there already is no tomorrow for you, so now I'm just going to put you out of your misery. So yes, now we got to fight Gorgon again. And he's still got the Protect Earthquake strategy. He's a little tougher than he was last time, but thankfully none of his Pokemon that actually use Earthquake can benefit from same type attack bonus from it, so... that helps a little bit. I also happen to have a Pokemon that has Earthquake, and I have a Pokemon that knows Protect, so I think I'll also take advantage of that. Yeah, throw in Agron and destroy the wall, like seriously, yeah, I mean, it would work a lot better, I think, than going around, but then we'd miss a few Shadow Pokemon, and we can't have that. So pretty much this is just... oh, okay, that's a crit. Slowking's fainted. It was going to use Earthquake, but... well, Quagsire got angry because he was going to use my strat, so... Quagsire's like, that's my shtick! Can we just blow up the island? That'd be funnier. Oh, just wait. We'll get there. Gorgon's like, if I go down, I'm taking you with me? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Basically. Let's get Breloom in here. And we'll just Earthquake again, because, I mean, not missing much. His Agron will get fainted from that. My Agron will probably get enough experience from these two to just level up, so... it's fine. And Breloom will take, like 40 damage from this Earthquake, so it's probably okay. I mean, you're just delaying the inevitable there, Agron, especially since Ursaring didn't use Earthquake, so... I mean, you do you, but I don't know if that would have been my play. Okay, 30 damage, even better. And Ursaring is probably in range to be taken out by a Water Pulse now, I think. Because we've got a Mystic Water boost, and it doesn't have the best special defense, so we should be okay. This will definitely take Agron out, because Sturdy doesn't work like it does in Gen 5 just yet, so, you know. It's kind of sad that I didn't keep my Agron out, so I could have made the "brother, why must we fight?" joke, but oh well. Ooh, 4 defense, not bad. Looking good, Quagsire, looking good. He's got a wall rain, so there's another one for Breloom to Brick Break. You're fighting a brick wall here, Ursaring. It's not working. Yeah, Slowking doesn't have much physical defense anyway, that's true. I don't think Earthquake would have one-hit KO'd without the crit, but it would have done a pretty good chunk and I would have been able to take it out next turn, so... Speaking of 4 defense, there you go. I destroy the Aggron to make the Aggron stronger, yes, basically. Yeah, Bad Mono doesn't like humor. Apparently not. I missed the chance at a good joke. Oh, well. That's just my humor career in a nutshell. I missed the opportunity for a good joke all the time. There's another Water-type Shadow Pokemon, Poliwrath. He's not bad. He's got good stats. He gets good moves. I think he gets Brick Break and Waterfall, if I remember right, by Purifying, so... Not bad. I don't know if I'd use him over Starmie, but he's there. Let's yawn him. Get rid of the Wall Rain. Maybe. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, Wall Rain's kind of tanky. Maybe we'll get rid of it this turn, but we did. So, now it should just be Shadow Pokemon after this. And what a Shadow Pokemon to have as his last. Man, Master Greevil really didn't like you, did he? Because he gave you a Shadow Mr. Mime. I guess if you need a Psychic type, it's there, but... Literally, if you needed a Psychic type, why wouldn't you just use Espeon or Gardevoir in this game, or Starmie? It goes with the top 3, really. You don't need Mr. Mime. I don't even think he gets Magical Leaf as coverage in this one, because I think that's a Fire Red Leaf Green exclusive, if I remember right. So that's no good. Alright, we gotta get Arbok in here. I gotta get a Shadow half off, and then we'll go from there. Quagsire might live long enough to yawn the Mr. Mime and put it to sleep. I'm gonna say it might. We'll see. And if it does, perfect, because then I can just Shadow half and then call and catch, and we'll go from there. I mean, the first Mewtwo movie? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Exactly that. Brother, why must we fight the other Pikachu just slapping the shit out of Ashes? Love how Poliwrath just flexes all the time. He's got very much in the muscle department. He wants to show it, she wants to show it off. So. Man, I'm gonna have to be careful with Arbok's HP here. She's looking a little under the weather. Quagsire didn't get to yawn. This is a travesty. It's okay, though. Let's get Aggron back in here. Should be okay. Both of these are faster than me, though, so... Well, I don't think I'll get knocked out by 2 Shadow Storms anyway, so... It'll be okay. Look at Mono being good at the game, because he's not only level 40 like you were, because this game's EXP game was never clear. Yeah, see, the thing is that I did all the side content before we actually came here, except for, like, the rest of Mount Battle. Because I said, nah, I don't feel like... Like, when I go to the final dungeon, I just want to be there and get it all done in 2 streams. Rather than, like, keep making trips to and from so I can go do side content when we're actually at the appropriate level to do it. So I ended up being a little over-leveled for the dungeon, but what can you do, right? I will live because Poliwrath is asleep. Didn't really forget about that, just didn't think about it, I suppose. Alright, so we'll Shadow half, and Arbok, you've done your job at this point. I probably would like you to Glare if you can for Mr. Mime, but I think we'll be okay. I could just revive Quagsire, I think. And take care of that problem right away. Poliwrath is netballable now, so that's pretty good. You're like 2 hours into Shadowbringers. It's depressing how it's trying to be super dark and depressing. But you're not sorry. You've given these people no screen time, and so it's hard for you to care for their plights when you don't even know their names. You see what they're going for, but you guess you're just heartless. See, one thing that I've noticed, because what they did was they took the story writer for the Dark Knight questline, and she's the main story writer for both Shadowbringers and for Endwalker. And the thing that I really noticed about her writing is that she's very good at writing a story for a very specific type of character. But not everyone's Warrior of Light is going to be that specific kind of character. So the problem is that then you just end up with the other 99% of people who don't necessarily make their voices known about their opinions on the game. Those people end up just feeling like the story is kind of meh because it doesn't, like, apply to the type of characters that they're playing as, you know? That's my opinion of Shadowbringers in a nutshell, is that it has a severe problem with an absence of agency. But, yeah, we'll talk about that when we actually get to it, so. Ow! Jackass, okay. Flareon can protect, so we can bring Flareon in. I probably could have Gardevoir come in light screen as well, so maybe I'll do that this turn. Kingdom Heartless, yes. There you go. Sounds like a good spin-off. Alright, trying to think if I should just revive Quagsire to yawn or if I should just start tossing Ultra Balls. Probably the latter, to be honest, so. Maybe I'll revive Quagsire and toss an Ultra Ball at the same time. Because if Aggron faints at this point, well, we can just go heal, so it's no big deal. We are using those revives, though, I'll tell you what. They're getting some pretty good use here, so. Doing good for us. Probably didn't need to use that revive, because knowing my luck, this Ultra Ball is just going to catch Mr. Mime, but, well, I like having contingency plans. It's useful. I'll tell you what, though, I am glad for Gorgon to actually be wearing PPE, considering he's a mechanic. Like, those are safety goggles he's got on his face. I mean, he's got another pair of goggles in case these fall off, I guess, but usually when you have characters taking up those roles in games, they don't have proper PPE unless they're wearing, like, a hard hat, which isn't even always appropriate PPE, so, you know. He's got the work boots and the safety goggles on, so that's not bad. You're right about that, though, Gorgon. You are doomed. Good luck. Yeah. Well, unfortunately there are no trees here. You could just climb in the boat, though. It's like get to the chopper, except more water. It's like get to the chopper, except more Hoenn. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. That web game Union Cross has a fan game that they're basically trying to recreate Union Cross, because it's Kingdom Hearts. Something in the story is relevant despite being another midquel in the style of KH3. It looks cool so far. Okay. See, I never played Union Cross. I figured it was just a dumb mobile game, so I haven't experienced it. Maybe one day. How's Starmie doing? That's not Starmie. That's Starmie. Okay, you're halfway to the next thing. I should be able to get you there before the final battle, even from the minor amount of walking around that we're doing, so. Union Cross is beyond important to Kingdom Hearts' story, you've heard. See, this is why I don't play Kingdom Hearts Past 2, because you have to play all the midquels in order to understand the story going forward after that, so it just has never appealed to me to play anything past 2, because in 2 they wrap up like 99, well, not 99, probably like 95% of the plot threads, and the one major one that I know of that is not wrapped up in Kingdom Hearts 2's endgame, which is the note that you get from King Mickey at the end, I can just headcanon that as Mickey sending Sora his Super Smash Bros. Ultimate invitation now, so, like, fuck playing any further. I'm sure the story's fine, but I hate the fact that Tetsuya Nomura took 6 fucking games to basically say Kairi's been kidnapped again. And I'm not sorry for that opinion. And I mean, I guess I should be, because I haven't fully... I've watched Cole play Kingdom Hearts 3. I haven't tried it for myself, so I can't fully say for sure that I dislike it. I dislike the idea that I have to play 6 games to understand it, so that's the part that I dislike, so... In KH4, you hope you play as Kairi, it would work so well. Isn't she, like, looking for Sora after KH3? So that I guess that would make sense, yeah. So... Alright, so this battle can be a little tricky, because we have to get Arbok in here at a specific time. Otherwise, we might not be able to get him in at all. As you'll see in a minute. I'm gonna have to... Because he sends his Shadow Pokemon in last, but it has the... potentially has the Arena Trap ability, which will prevent me from switching out, so... I'll do the best I can to take care of that. First, I got a Glalie and an Ampharos to take care of, though, so, you know. Excuse me. Like, you'd argue it's more important than KH1 is in a lot of places? I mean, probably, because it's like the prequel story, isn't it? If I remember correctly. So, I could see it being pretty important to the story. Okay, not bad. I mean, this Ampharos is level 44, so it's pretty tanky. Agree, gave up on KH3 before it came out because it took so long to get to 3, but since they needed to keep the games flowing for money, there are a lot of games that have plot-important details that kind of doomed KH3 from the start. There was too much to wrap up everything in one game. And I don't know, it just feels like, in a lot of ways, the storytelling going forward from KH2 was a lot of Tetsuya Nomura riding by the seat of his pants. And it takes a lot of effort for that type of storytelling to work for me, to be honest. It's not something that usually you can get away with me. So, I mean, that could just be me, but, you know. Alright, 2, 3. So if I KO Ampharos this turn, I actually will kind of F myself here. So I won't do that. I'll just use a light screen and then a reflect. Oh, this is going to hurt. Because I definitely... No, wait, I used Flamethrower on Braylon, didn't I? Yeah. So this Focus Punch ain't even going to work, so, you know. Everything didn't get wrapped up because Tetsuya Nomura got told, release the fucking game or we'll stab you, and had to cut a lot of content. And yeah, and that seems to be kind of the case with a lot of stuff that Square Enix releases nowadays. Like 15 had that problem, mostly because of the fact that it had such a long development time that it, you know, ended up... You couldn't possibly do everything that their ambitions said that they wanted to do with it because of how long its content drag was, basically. So, Arbok needs to come in. I'd like to get Quagsire in here for the Don fan, but I think I can do that later. Let's just get rid of Ampharos this turn. And we'll go from there. Felt like we needed 2 or 3 games to wrap it all up, so don't hold that against 3 at all. You get kicked out of the final world as normal, and then smash cuts to, hey, you can go back with nothing in between. Oh boy. It's clearly meant to have been like a huge revisit of worlds, or even all new worlds to visit there. Yeah, I could see that being a bit of a problem for its pacing, that's for sure. Here's the Arena Trapper, Dugtrio. That's why I wanted to get Arbok in here first, because that way we won't have to worry about Shadow Dugtrio trapping people, so I can't get a Shadow Half or a Glare off. Donphan has Flail, so that's fun. I don't have to worry about Donphan using Earthquake, by the way, because it's not level 49, so it doesn't even know it yet. So that's all fine and good. So now I can just do this and go on Blast. Oh yeah, Shadow Tag would have been even worse. I mean, I guess they do the same thing, really, except for Shadow Tag can also catch flying types or levitating Pokemon, whereas Arena Trap doesn't catch those. But, yeah, both of them would have been equally pretty bad. So, but it's okay. This is his only Shadow Pokemon, by the way, because the next battle will be another one where I'm definitely going to have to, like, swap around the team a little bit. So, but let's get a Glare off, and then we can Psychic and finish off the Donphan. That's going to get rid of my light screen, so I guess that's fine. Not like I'm using the light screen for anything at this point. I mostly just had it there for Ampharos, so... Is that the last Shadow Shedder in the game? I think one of the final boss's Pokemon has Shadow Shed as well, so I don't think so. But we'll see. Well, we're getting there with the EXP. We probably won't get a whole lot of EXP in the next battle, though, because the next boss battle has 4, count them, 4 Shadow Pokemon to catch, so it can take a little doing to actually get them. Gardevoir, I think at this point you're pretty much just gonna faint, so, like, I guess I could just get a Reflect up. Everybody's at 47, so that's fine. There is a little bit of extra experience to get before the final battle, though, because there are 2 trainers in the second to last room in the game that don't have any Shadow Pokemon that most people actually miss, because they're kind of hard to see, actually, considering how the room looks. They kind of blend into the background a little bit, as I'll show you in a little bit here. But, yeah, we'll go fight them, because I could use a little bit of extra experience. There's Reverse Mode again. Gonna have to fix that, hopefully, at some point. Alright, so there goes Gardevoir, that's fine. And, like, it's a great game to play, and the story is still solid enough, and it wraps things up while adding a new thread to follow into 4 other midquels if they have them. Tetsu's working on 16. I didn't know that he was working on 16. I thought that, the guy that made 14, or the one that salvaged 14 into a Realm Reborn, I thought he was the one that was working on it, but I guess they could both work on it, so. Anti-screen move that isn't Brick Break might actually be healthy for competitive. Yeah, because you usually don't see that too often anymore. Like, in terms of, like, Brick Break, because there are other fighting moves that have kind of replaced Brick Break in the meta. Then again, I don't see Reflect and Light Screen very often anymore either, so maybe it's not something that they're really focusing on, I guess. You gave up on Shadow Pokemon at the end of both this and Colosseum because you just didn't care. I mean, that's fair. I'm trying to catch all of them myself, though, because there is a secret ending that you actually get if you catch and purify all of them, and I'll be demonstrating it, so I'm trying to catch them, but I guess it's not necessary to see the end of the main story, so yeah, you know. Alright, we got Dugtrio. Now we gotta go back, because I need to replace, like, a good chunk of my team. If you get any experience at all from this battle, you have done very well for yourself. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. If I recall correctly, I think Flareon and Quagsire work against this next person's non-Shadow Pokemon. But, work is a little subjective because they kind of have to compete with all the Shadow Pokemon in his team. Like I said, this guy has 4, so... I'm like, y'all can emotionally heal yourselves. I have my own problems. Mainly a broken will and controller. Okay. Yeah, that would lead to a bit of a few problems that would lead to it being a problem to help them too. So, okay, Starmie's almost there. We should be able to get it there by the time we walk all the way around. So. Yoshi P is head of writing for 16. Tetsuya is working with him, so his insane and amazing writing is a balancing force. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Because Yoshi P has actually had experience with being like, no, rein it in. We gotta get the game released sometime this century. Rein it in. So, yeah. If I use Brick Break when your Pokemon using it can just have another move. I mean, that's what it seems like to you. It's like how Feint was changed from a Protect or Detect Pierce to a move that does damage and still bypasses those moves. It's a good buff. Putting rare candies in this game and going up to level 50. Oh, yeah, by, you know, putting rare candies in this game and going up to 50. Yeah, that would help a little bit. The rare candies that are here are actually pretty helpful for that, too, so. Alright, so Flareon and Quagsire, you're coming with me. I'm gonna take Scyther again. It actually worked pretty good last time, so, in terms of tanking. I could probably use a physical wall if I had one. Poliwrath, how do you work as a physical wall? You work as a physical wall, and a special wall for that matter. That's pretty good. So, I'll take you with us. It really doesn't matter too much which ones you take. Just as long as you have stuff that can take lots of damage and not necessarily give it back, but... Oh, I need to take the Amulet Coin from Agron. Let me do that and give it to Quagsire real quick so I can get a bunch of money out of this battle. And then we'll switch Agron out for, probably Snorlax. Snorlax is mostly just there to be fat and tank. It's not there to actually deal damage because it has, like, Shadow End and one other Shadow move that's completely pointless, so, yeah. It's not there to tank, it's just there to be fat. Which Snorlax can do very well, so. We'll stick you down here because you're going to be, like, the major driving force behind all the glares I'm going to need to do. Hopefully, if I can even survive long enough to do them. Because these next 2 fights can be a little dicey when it comes to trying to... You're going to kind of have to be careful in terms of even getting status ailments off to begin with might be difficult because of how crazy some of the stuff gets here. I'm not even going to... Well, no, I am going to bother with status ailments in the final battle, but I have a special strategy, quote-unquote. It's not even really a strategy. Oh, there goes Bayonet. Nice. And Pinsir. I can add a couple more in there now, since they're done. It's not really a strategy, but there's a specific way that I'm going to handle the final battle, so... Oh, we might as well get Magmar done, too. Hold on. So that way Starmie's done as well. You have to use the Snorlax in the next 2 fights, because holy crap, yeah, for sure. Next 2 fights, Snorlax is a pretty good tank, so... That's for sure. Not exactly sure who I'm going to bring for the final battle yet. It's going to be an entire team of Shadow Pokemon, though. That's my strategy for the final battle, is just bring 6 Shadow Pokemon, because we're not going to be getting any experience anyway, so I don't need my regular Pokemon, because they don't need the experience. I'm not going to be knocking anything out, because, well, to spoil it a few minutes beforehand, the final boss has a team of 6 Shadow Pokemon. I don't think that's really a spoiler, but, you know, it's there. So, who can I stick in there? I guess I can start putting my Shadow Half users in the chamber because they don't really have a point otherwise. So I don't even care, just stick it in there. The perfect tempo will take care of the rest. Jancy, we'll put you in there as well because Snorlax can kind of do the same thing you're doing, so. Excuse me, and I guess we'll do Lickitung as well. Stick it in here. And we'll go from there. Starmie is right here. No, here. Okay, yeah, so once we walk all the way around, we'll go from there, so. Oh, not 5 Shadow Pokemon in an open slot. Actually, yeah, that might be a better idea, huh? Because then, well, we'll talk about why that would actually be a better strategy than 6 Shadow Pokemon in a little bit, but, yeah, you're probably correct. That's probably a better strategy than just bringing 6, so. Alright, so let's go down and around here, but before you use the elevator going back up from this bottom area, save. Save like your heart is dependent on it to live for the rest of your life, because if you don't save here, oh, this battle can be a bit of a doozy, so. Actually, I think there is a point where you can actually save upstairs as well, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm not that brave. Usually I'm pretty brave, but I'm not that kind of brave, so. Kid, you tried that since you had a guidebook and still got trashed by this fight. I'm being honest, though, if you're talking about this fight we're about to go do, we're probably still going to get our asses kicked because really it's just a matter of Quagsire's speed. One of his Pokemon is 4 times weak to Ice Beam, but I will probably get knocked out before I can even use Ice Beam because they'll double team Quagsire and that won't really work at all. But we'll see if my luck holds. And I can actually save up here, so I'm going to do just that, even though I just saved. Alright, but here we go. Next fight. And then there's a couple little, not gimme battles, but battles with no Shadow Pokemon in them. And then we'll go from there. It actually, you could see both of the gimme battles in this room when it panned the camera over there, but we'll see. That would be Gorgon. You should go tell him that he's no longer an admin. I wonder what those peons are doing in that room that we can see on the screen there. Looks like they're having some sort of test fight, but I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I guess the other brother is gonna take over for his other brother, for the original brother. I don't know which one of them is older. I think they're just fraternal twins, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So. Well, yeah, I mean, you've been kind of the nicer of the two of us. I mean, Ardo saved me, but he seems like he's a little bit cold and, you know, distant. You've actually came to me on Mount Battle and said, hey, good luck, basically, so. Kind of figured you were a little bit more, had a little more of a heart. Well, no, why would I want to challenge you if the battle's not going to be fulfilling? I'd rather that you actually get something out of this. Yeah, even if you say no, he has to fight you. I do like this line, though, because he's kind of debating a little bit. He says, I'm sorry, but there's an ellipsis there, like he's thinking, because he's like, well, I did just say that it won't be fulfilling. Maybe the kid's got a point there. But he'll still fight you, unfortunately, so. We're going to have to fight the other Cypher Head Administrator, Eldez, in order to get to Master Greevil. And Eldez is hard. He's like Ardos with 1 extra Shadow Pokemon, so if you already had a hard time with Ardos, oh, good luck. So he starts off with a Shadow Manectric. Remember this one for later as well as Swallow, because that will actually play into a comment I'm going to make in the post-game. So, we'll see in a minute, though. But his Ninjask isn't too bad to deal with. We might even be able to KO it this turn with Flamethrower. And I definitely want to yawn the Manectric. Get it out of here. It'll use Shadow Sky, but then it'll start spamming Shadow End after that, and you don't want to be anywhere near it when it does that, so. Alright, so obviously Ninjask is using Dig on Flareon, so I'll just Protect next turn and then Ice Beam it. And that should be enough to take care of things for us. But I think after that, we're going to need to get both of these guys out of here, because if I remember correctly, he sends in another Shadow Pokemon after Ninjask faints, so then we'll have to get these two back in after that. to deal with his other non-shadow later. The last few fights really jumped the difficulty, Shark. It's mostly just because of how many shadow Pokemon they cram into these last few fights. That's where it really kind of gets difficult, so... Like, look at how much damage that did. Thankfully, it set Manectric up to basically be captured next turn, but we'll have to heal Quagsire before I bring it back in for the other non-shadow. Ninjask, however, just can't last, because it has no defense or special defense to speak of, so even an Ice Beam from Quagsire is enough to knock it out. And here's the big boy himself. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. They waved this thing in front of my face at the beginning of the game, and here it is, Shadow Salamence. It wasn't a shadow when we used it in the simulator, but damn if I ain't gonna catch this thing anyway. I guess I can mention it now. That's my final team member, right there. And you'll see why in just a moment. It's level 50 already. It has Intimidate, it's a pseudo-legendary, it has atrociously high stats. This thing's a monster! And I'm gonna use it. For, like, the last 2 episodes, but, you know, still gonna use it, so. Maybe I should have brought somebody with Intimidate to help tank. Maybe Growlithe wouldn't have been a bad tank here. Because of Intimidate. I'm getting Quagsire the hell out of here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna get Quagsire the hell out of here just yet. I'm gonna use its turn to throw a ball, and then let it faint, so that then I can revive it later and use it for the other non-shadow, but I'm probably going to bring Arbok in after this, so I'll toss a ball and let Quagsire faint, and we'll go from there. But yeah, Shadow Salamence is atrocious. He only has 2 shadow moves, Shadow Rush and Shadow Hold, but they both hit like trains because of, well, not both hit like trains, but Shadow Rush hits like a train because it's level 50, which is a higher level than most of your Pokemon at this point, unless you've been grinding. And it has like base 130 attack or some shit like that, so it will destroy you if you don't have shadow tanks, which is why I have so many shadow tanks, because I'm going to need them all to catch this thing. I'm also going to be dumb and try to catch it in a Pokeball, because the rest of my team is in Pokeballs, so now just for symmetry I'm going to want to catch it in a Pokeball, and that's a terrible idea, and you shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it anyway, so there you go. There's his other non-shadow, Flygon. I could keep Quagsire in here to try to knock it out, but Quagsire's about to faint, so I guess we'll just, you know, not do that. This is gonna kill Quagsire, so... Oh, okay, Poliwrath, nice. That's lucky. Gee, he picks an underdog, how nice. Well, I mean, I'm already using all these other ones, I might as well use the pseudo-legendary. It's mainly just so that I don't have to train it, right? I said, okay, so how do I do this so that I can keep a shadow Pokemon in my team for tanking purposes, and then I don't have to worry about training it in the end game. And Salamence was just a perfect pick because I'm not going above level 50 anyway. So yeah, that's why that's the pick of the day. We're still under Shadow Sky, aren't we? So I guess I could just start KOing the that there guy, that there Flygon with just I'll just use Shadow Rush to start KOing it, and we'll work on Arbok as well, if I even live long enough to even use Arbok. So. Hope you got revives and healing items. You snagged this during this fight. Don't do that. Mirror be it. This fight is enough of a pain. You fool. Oh no, don't worry about it. I got it. We'll handle it. Oh, good double edge. I mean, I guess that'll make you a little easier to knock out, so. Do it, Poliwrath! Beat him up! Nice. One more, and that should do it there. Arbok's got to get called. I probably should heal Poliwrath. And we'll take out Flygon in a little bit. Yeah, Flygon actually hurts a little bit. The main reason why it hurts, and the main reason why I don't think Quagsire would live long enough to even Ice Beam it, is because oftentimes when Salamence is on the field, it and Flygon will double team a specific Pokemon on your team, so you kind of got to work around that a little bit. So, Moo Moo Milk for Poliwrath. Not in reverse mode, Moo Moo Milk for Poliwrath, there you go. And then for Arbok, well, I could call to make Galaria's accuracy a little bit better, but I'd have to call out of reverse mode first, so I guess we're calling twice. You'd think I was in The World Ends With You with how much we're calling. It's okay, though. Alright, so this is going to hurt a little bit. Okay, well, at least Salamence is taking it easy right now and hitting Poliwrath instead of hitting Arbok, because if it was hitting Arbok, it would probably be as dead as it almost is now, so... That's great. Alright, there goes Shadow Sky, which is a little bit upsetting, because now my Shadow Rush... No, it'll still KO, so it's probably okay. Arbok, I'm just going to try to keep you alive here, pretty much, because I need you to be glaring instead of dying, so... Yeah, I really probably should have brought somebody with Intimidate now that I think about it, just to switch them around a whole bunch, because it would have worked okay. Although with Shadow Hold being a threat, it might not have even gotten the chance to, so, you know. Oh, I was going to say the Flygon might KO itself at this rate, but well, there you go. Alright, so Poliwrath will get a little chip damage on something. Quagsire got some experience, so did Flareon, so that's good. There's a Marowak. We're going to want to probably catch this one pretty soon, too, because this one also has Shadow End, if I recall, so... It'll deal a little damage to itself, and then we'll catch it. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to have Poliwrath hang around now and tank. I'll have Arbok do the rest of the work for now. It's in reverse mode, so I'm going to have to work on that eventually, but we'll figure that out later. For now, I need to keep Arbok alive, so more Moo Moo Milks for you. We'll have to buy a few of those when we go back to the thing. Let's call to raise your accuracy so I can glare something. And hope that you live a Shadow Rush plus Shadow End combo. Probably not going to happen, but, you know, it's there. Oh, okay, use Shadow Panic. That's fine. I'll just heal Arbok and then have a glare. We definitely want to paralyze Salamence first. Marowak I'm a little concerned about, but... Oh, I don't even have to. Cool. Yeah, Marowak I'm a little concerned about, but I'm not that kind of concerned about it, so... Alright, let's get a glare off on Salamence. We'll get Poliwrath out of reverse mode, not that it needs it too badly. Items make no sense in Pokemon. Why do people give you the chance to do things that help you win? I mean, mechanically it makes sense, but not from an actual story standpoint. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that Eldez is a kind enough soul to allow me to run up to my trainer and run up to my Pokemon as a trainer and just give them a bunch of, wow, good job, Arbok. Just give them a bunch of healing items. Like, every time I'm going into the menu here, it's just like, Arbok, hang on! Just run up to it and give it some water to glug down. There you go, all better. So, I guess it's a little silly, but it's alright. Alright, we got both of them paralyzed. Marowak, if you can Shadow End sometime this century, I'd be very happy with that. Not that you're doing it this turn, but you know. Alright, and now we Shadow Half, and then we go from there. I got one more Pokemon to paralyze, but we can probably do that later when I probably have to revive Arbok, so... let's Yellow Flute, because I think I got confused there, right? Yeah, okay, good. And now, Shadow Half. And because of paralysis, I move first. Sorry, Poliwrath. This is all part of the grand plan, so don't worry too much. I'm gonna need one more Shadow Half for Salamence, though, because I'm a dumbass and I want to catch it in a Pokeball, so yeah. Marowak I should be able to catch, though, after this. Okay, so Arbok is probably fainting right now. That's fine. That's also fine. Oh, Arbok lived. Nice. For a moment. It's going to have to recharge, so it's not really going to work too well for us, but... We're almost through the battle, believe it or not. We caught Manectric already. We got to catch Marowak this turn. I'm just going to catch Marowak because it's a little bit of an easier target. Then we'll revive Arbok and we'll go roundabout to get Shadow Half off in a minute. So... Thankfully, I still have Quagsire waiting in the wings, so I can always yawn the final Pokemon that comes in. That is assuming Marowak gets caught here, so... Welcome back, piece of Yoshi. Just needed to pay tribute to something you didn't have to, because unlike normal people, you get emotional attachments to literally everything except things that make you angry. I don't know, there's quite a few people on the internet who would probably agree with you in terms of I get emotionally attached to a lot of things, so... At least that's my experience. Here's Eldez's final Shadow Pokemon, Shadow Lapras. Pretty good tank, actually. Doesn't have access to the move that Starmie gets when you purify it one bar down to make it a little bit of a better tank, but it's not bad. It works pretty good, especially for the final battle, which is the main place that you're going to want to have it for, so... I think I'm just going to bring Snorlax in to just be fat, and then I can bring Arbok back in once Poliwrath faints. So, yeah, as you can see, the shadow bars are taking a lot longer now to fix. So, yeah, we're not going to really be able to... I'm going to use a Max Revive, actually, to get Arbok up real quick. There we go. So you pretty much have to use the Purify Chamber for the purpose of getting these Pokemon purified at this point. Doing it the traditional way, it just takes so long at this point, so... Alright. Let's see if we can be dumb and catch this thing now. Probably not going to happen, but hey, if it happens, then I'll be very happy. I'll probably jump up and down. Yeah, I didn't think so. Shadow Half, Reverse Mode, die. The life and times of Arbok. But what a life it's lived! And died multiple times, but still, it's done very good work for us, all things considered. And it's almost time for Arbok to retire. Mono, you stupid, stupid, stupid. Catching it in a Pokeball. You throw it now. Do it. Well, we threw it, so it didn't work, but there you go. Define everything. There you go. Knew it was a caveat. That thing is just floating. Sure, why not? Yeah, typical water Pokemon in these battles. They just float, so it's fine enough. Poliwrath, I think I'm just going to leave you there. I mean, you can probably faint after this, and then we'll be good. Let's try to catch Salamence again. And, what am I going to do with Snorlax's turn? I guess I could heal Quagsire in case I want to yawn. It's not a bad idea, actually, because this Lapras doesn't have any water moves, but I still might be able to get away with yawning it, because it's not the strongest Shadow Pokemon. Unlike this thing! So, you tried, exactly. I tried again, it didn't work. Literally got enough glory to get an 8th move slot in SMT5 for a move you would have forgotten immediately upon said demon's level up, because you felt bad not inheriting said move. I don't think yours are rational. I don't know, I mean, that just means that you're, you know, interested mechanically in making them the best that they can be, so I'd be okay with that. Alright, now... Do we bring Arbok back in yet, or do we wait? No, because what if Salamence Shadow holds? We bring Arbok back in. I'll just use Snorlax's turn to heal it if I have to. And I'm gonna have to, so... Oh boy. But yeah, this is the end game, so I hope you enjoy the end game, basically being face roll all of the attacks and then go from there, so... That's basically the final few battles of this game, is face roll all of the attacks with Shadow Tanks, because your normal Pokemon cannot take the heat, so... It's emotional, it's not meant to be rational. That is a fair point, yeah. If it's, you know, if it's emotional, it can be irrational and it's still fine, basically. That Arbok is probably going to level 2 or 3 times when you purify, but yeah, that is the greatest crime, is taking away its power by purifying it and making it lose Shadow Half. Oh, it'll be unfortunate, but Arbok will have served her the greatest purpose, which was catching, or helping me catch, nearly half of the Shadow Pokemon in this game, so I am perfectly okay with that. Alright, so we glare, we heal, we hope we don't get critted. I'm going to use a Hyper Potion, because I have more of those than anything else at this point. So... You'd literally never use that move, you just felt bad letting it die off. There's a carried Wolf Boy all the way to the end of the game from level 54. You were too distraught from losing Black Frost, you couldn't go through that pain again. No, I get it. I mean, if you're going to lose Black Frost, like, Black Frost is a cool-ass demon, so, yeah. I'd probably could understand. Snorlax, you are a absolute tank, and I love it. Thank you for being the tank that I wanted you to be anyway, especially with those leftovers.
This catch will take some time.
So. Ooh, thank you for the 1-bit lifeblood. So, this catch will take some time. You are correct about that. I'm okay with it, though. The Shadow Half should put things a little bit closer to my favor. Keyword there, the operating phrase in that sentence is a little. Love how dense the last 2 dungeons are. When a Pokemon you got late second to last dungeon and it helps you catch half the damn roster, I know. It's nuts. Alright, so Salamence is going to be the main problem here. Because it's all that's left, because Lapras is in netball range now. And it's the last water Pokemon in the entire game in the Shadow roster to catch, so... Yeah, it's, There goes Arbok. Thank you, Arbok. This is the second to last time you'll have to serve your purpose. But you did well. Good job, girl. But yeah, we'll get Lapras next turn because netballs are very good, and then we'll work on the rest after that. So I guess I don't need Quagsire, and I'm surprisingly tanking this pretty well, all things considered. I mean, I used a max revive, so I guess there's that, but it's alright. Alright, so what's the best play here? I don't know if I want to Shadow Rush Salamence at this point. I definitely want a Net Ball. Let me Shadow Mist it. That'll make it easier to capture. No, that's not true. I definitely want to Netball Lapras this turn just to cut down on the number of resources that I'm having to use each turn. And hopefully it works. And then we'll try to catch Salamence after this. I might even have to revive Arbok a little bit to do another Shadow Half, because I don't trust Shadow Rush. I don't think it'll deal enough damage to KO at this point, but I don't want to risk that, you know? Especially not for something that I want, so... You stay there for 30 minutes trying to convince yourself to go against the communist Black Frost because the Dionysus would be smarter to get, and you just couldn't. Oh, that's a tough decision. Dionysus or Black Frost. Oof. That's tough. I've used both, so I know how good both of them are. I don't know how... It would probably be tough for me to pick between the two of them, to be honest, so... I'm going to revive Arbok as a contingency plan. I've got 23 more revives, so I think it'll work okay. And then when something goes down while I'm trying to catch this thing, I can just Shadow Half again and go from there. Alright, we'll use all 13 of these Pokeballs in this dungeon right now. Because I ain't going home without this Salamence. Ooh, what is that new Twitch emote? That's kind of spooky looking, yeah. It's kind of got that weird looking mouth. It's kind of gross looking. It's cool though. Probably one of the easiest beings to emotionally manipulate. Also, why is Black Frost like 3 times the size of the player? Mono, put it in a Great Ball. No, I need it to be in a Pokeball because it makes sense with my team. My team is all caught in Pokeballs at this point. It has to be a Pokeball. I understand that can, you know, trigger some people, but it's how it's got to happen. Love how you're not even at streams and you keep getting gift subs. I mean, that's pretty good, though. That's like free gift subs, basically. Thanks to the bits, you found your possibly new favorite emotes. This will be salty a lot from now on. That's okay. Salt is good. A little salt goes good with everything. Everything in moderation, of course, but a little salt goes good with everything. Got it! I didn't jump up and down, but I almost did. There you go. Pokeball. Salamence. Mine. $10,000 for winning. Give me that shit. Manectric, Marowak, Lapras, Salamence. All of them. You're the same at catching. So you understand my OCD then. Yes, that's good. I usually don't do that though. Like usually I'll use different Pokeballs for each Pokemon in my team. Like I'll use Pokeballs for the beginning of the game, but as I go on, I'll try to use like a Net Ball for a Water type, or I'll use an Ultra Ball for something I catch late game, or anything like that, so... But I caught everything in Pokeballs this time, so I said, nope, gotta have all Pokeballs. So... Well, that is my aim. I mean, I beat you fairly handily. Ardo still gave me a hell of a run for my money, but you weren't too bad. And thankfully, Eldez removes the glass wall, which allows you to go back to the Purify Chamber, the PC, and then use the healing machine, so you can go do that stuff. I'll go get that chest in a minute. Excuse me. I need to go heal first. Then get my teams in here. My Pokemon. The Great Ball syncs better with it. I mean, probably true, yeah, it would have worked pretty well at that point. So, and it works with its color scheme, too. Yeah, that's true. So, but we got it, so it's okay. What is that gold symbol with you? So that symbol there, Lifeblood, means that you are the #1 bit donator over the past, I think, week, if I recall correctly. It goes away after a week, but you've given me the most bits out of anybody in the chat so far for the last week. So, hey, Scalavia? Sorry if I mispronounced that, but hello, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We just beat Eldez and caught his Salamence in a Pokeball, and we're almost ready for the final fight. I am going to fight the last 2 normal trainers here, and then we're going to go do the final battle. So let me get the rest of my team in here first. Arbok. You know what? Arbok can stay, because Salamence is already at 50. I don't particularly need it for anything. I mean, I guess just to be there is like emotional support, but I'm taking it into the final battle anyway, so it'll have an honorary mention there along with Arbok. So. Yes, you now have first place after giving bits. You just use Ultra and Quick Balls. Yeah, Ultra and Quick Balls do work pretty good. Hell, if this game had Quick Balls, it'd probably work fantastic, but unfortunately it does not. So. You can gift a sub and take your #1 spot. Oh boy. Yeah, for now, for this month. You're like every NPC has Pokeballs, and you're like, if they can do it, then I can do it. So you only use Pokeballs. Thanks to Gen 7, you're not forced to do so. I mean, that's fair, yeah, because in Gen 7, they have different Pokeballs as well, so that's not bad. Yeah, that Marowak does have a thick club. Can you imagine it hitting me with Shadow End with that thick club? It didn't get the chance to, but holy shit, that would have hurt. Alright, who's what here? You need to give the Amulet Coin back to Agrin, so let me do that. Give you the Mystic Water back. Oop. And I also need to see how many... Oh, wait, did I just give you back the Amulet Coin? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, whoops. My bad. Do this. There we go. Now I'll give you the Amulet Coin there. Let me see how many Ultra Balls I have as well before we go into the final fight. Those 13 Timer Balls that we have will probably be more useful in the final fight, but just in case, I might want to check on my Ultra Ball stock, because I might need a few. You know what? No, 28 and 13 Timer Balls should be okay for the final fight. We'll be alright. We'll buy more when we get back to land. Freeze, do this, and this will mean war. After Gen 7, you only use Premier Balls. That's fancy, yeah. Premier Balls will get you some fancy... that gets you a little bit of street cred, because you got to buy so many Pokeballs to get them, so... Oh, there's the Max Revive I just used. Good. Now I can just replace it. Perfect. Alright, so... Who do I want in here? Who needs what in terms of levels? You might get to 48 in this room. Unless I don't use you. Which is a possibility, because Agrin needs to get all the experience to get there, so I guess we'll switch Agrin in. I'm going to put Breloom in, because I think Breloom, if I remember right, works good against one of these two trainers, so... I think they each have 5 Pokemon, if I recall correctly, so... They'll give us a little bit of a boost in terms of our EXP. We might get 1 to 48, or we might all be on the cusp of 48, so we'll see. Hey there. But yeah, see how they kind of blend into the background a little bit? You can hardly even see them with the computers and stuff in front of them, so... I didn't fight these guys back when I played this game as a kid because I didn't even see them, to be honest. Evidently, I wasn't paying much attention. So. I did give it the Amulet Coin back. Am I okay? Apparently not. I wasn't paying attention. Find you don't really use your Max Revives too often. They are kind of in the too good to use club, to be honest, in a lot of cases, so I could see why. Then just sell the Pokeballs back and buy again. I mean, that makes sense, yeah, because then you've got some extra money to spend. I mean, you end up with a little bit of a net loss, but it's still not too bad. You end up having almost enough money to buy them back. And Pokeballs are pretty cheap anyway, so it's, you know, it's not too bad. I got intimidated, so... Shiftry will probably still feign to a Brick Break even at -1, right? Like, I don't think that's that hard of a thing to deal with. Or do I want to keep Agrin in for now? No, I think I want to keep Agrin in for now, actually, because, I mean, it's still got Monstrous Attack even at -1, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that's right. So now in the later gens, you don't have to buy the Pokeballs 10 at a time to get, Premier Balls, like, multiples of them. You can just buy, like, every 10 that you buy, you get that many Premier Balls divided by 10, so you get 9 if you buy 90, so, yeah. That's a good point, yeah. That actually helps a lot with buying the stuff. Okay, now I don't want Agrin in because I'm at -3. That's no good. This guy really likes his attack drops, doesn't he? He's got a Miltank too, so I guess Gardevoir wouldn't be too bad here. I'm gonna get rid of Granbull, I think. Hopefully it'll faint to a -1 Brick Break. We'll see. Oh, you started selling your Max Revives? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Because, like I said, in some cases they are kind of in the too good to use club. Should have been a thing before, yeah, with the Premier Balls, yeah, I think so. It would have made a lot of sense if they did that before, so. Miltank PTSD. Yeah, after that one Curse Miltank in Railgam Coliseum, I would imagine I'd have a little Miltank PTSD too. Thankfully, it didn't give us too much of a problem, but, still don't want it to give me a problem now. Why does this guy have a team weak to Breloom? I don't know. This man just said, hey, free Breloom EXP. I was like, okay. Works for me. Yeah, it's a fairy team missing fairy types, yeah, so Granbull would have been a little bit better off if it had its fairy typing, so would have made it a lot easier to take care of Breloom then, because it would have had Play Rough, but, you know. This one is weak to Aggron. That's why I wanted to keep it in, because these guys, I think, each have a fossil Pokemon, so we'll get Aggron back in here so I can Iron Tail it. I mean, I could just get Quagsire in here, but I think Quagsire needs a little more experience, or a little less experience to get to the next level, so... Oh, the Gen 2 normal gym. Yeah. Bianca, I think, might be the name in your region. She's called Whitney in the English version. So, but yeah, she would give you Miltank PTSD. If anyone's going to give you Miltank PTSD, that would be the one. Oh, Slacking. Fantastic. I guess I'll deal with him, too. I'm going to have to switch Breloom back in, actually, to deal with that, I think. Because I don't think... Slacking. I mean, it might get some decent stuff off, but it's going to loaf around next turn anyway, so I should be able to deal with it after that. You wish Armaldo was faster. It hits so hard, but it's so slow. I mean, it is, yeah. That's really its only problem, is that it's slow. And hell, you get to Gen 4, and it practically fixes that, because it gets... I think it gets access to Rock Polish in Gen 4. So that's not too bad for it. All you gotta do is predict a switch, and there you go. Easy. Sand Attack was her counter. Yeah, because of Rollout having 90% accuracy, yeah, Sand Attack would work pretty good in that case. So. Yeah, oh boy, that's a big and full girl! Unfortunately, she used Amnesia instead of actually knowing that I was just gonna... Well, I guess it's the AI. They wouldn't know that I was gonna switch back, but, you know, it's fine. I'm just trying to make the Steel typing as useful as I can here, because... You don't really hit a lot of things super effectively with Steel, so yeah, might as well use it while I can. Oh, that's Hyper Beam. This might hurt a little. From a Slacking? Yeah, probably. Goodbye, Breloom. Ow! Sure, I'll bring Quagsire in. Why not? Don't want to bring Flareon in just yet, because it's only got like 1900 to the next level. Although, probably I could bring it in for the next battle, because if anything's going to get to 48, I think Flareon would probably be the one I'd want to get there, so... This is a person with a mostly free female Machop in the Goldenrod department store, and they trade for Drowsy, which is right outside. Fighting type, immune to attract, come on. It's stupid now, too, after Amnesia. We were so bad as kids. Yeah, from Slacking, that is actual deletion, yeah, exactly. I don't know, I wasn't going to use the Machop in my team as a kid, so that was my excuse as to why I didn't use it, but, you know. It still would have been a very worthwhile addition to your team, just for help with that, you know, as a temporary. Steel is pointless before Fairy, except for defense. Yep, I mean, that's pretty much true, yeah. Steel, it's very defensive as a typing, but it's kind of a worse normal type when it comes to offense. So, before Fairy types. Once Fairy types came into play, it was a little bit better offensively, but it kind of lost a little bit from defense as a result. So, and I have a hot take about the Steel type post-Gen 6. Why does the Steel typing not resist Dark types? I understand Ghost, because a Ghost could just float directly through a Steel beam or a Steel wall with no problems whatsoever. But Darkness, we put up Steel walls, and Darkness doesn't just seep through the wall, you know? So, why... I don't understand. So that's my hot take about Pokemon typing. You just didn't want a named Pokemon? Yeah, actually, that's fair, too, because it has the nickname, so... Yeah, I could see that being a reason. I think that's a pretty legit reason, so... Well, I mean, the other guy did pretty okay. Let's see what you've got. Mono, the dark is in them already. Oh, don't make Steel more broken than it already is, and Bronzong. I mean, yeah, I guess Bronzong is pretty defensively busted, so... Why would it resist it with reason? Because... Okay, so... You have a factory, right? And it's made of steel. And it gets dark outside, but that doesn't mean it gets dark in the factory. It only gets dark in the factory if you... Well, that is kind of a thing, though, because then you would need electricity to power the lights in it. So... I didn't think about it that way. I guess that's fair. Corsola and Tentacruel. This is another team that Breloom just trashes. So, actually, I'm going to get Gardevoir out here for Tentacruel. I think that'll work okay. And Aggron... I don't know about Aggron, though. I don't know if it's going to work too well against any of these. So I guess I'll get Breloom out here. Breloom will get to 48 too. Fine. I already got the Amulet Coin bonus for Aggron anyway, so... I don't know, that's not how it works. Light dispels darkness, not the steel itself. Neutral at worst and best. Yeah, so I didn't really think about the whole caveat to my thought process about dark types, did I? Which is that you need electricity. In other words, an electric type, in order to not be dark in a steel building. So I guess that's fair. It can be neutral to it. Ferrothorn, burn it to ashes. I'm so sick of that thing. Asshole being everywhere in Gen 7 Showdown. How many Ferrothorns have you run into that use a Choice Band? That's my question. Because that's how I always run my Ferrothorn, and it's completely suboptimal, and I love it. So. Ferrothorn can go fuck itself. Thank God for Court Change. Oh boy. Is Court Change a move in... It must be in Sword and Shield, right? Because have I ever used Court Change? I don't think I've ever used Court Change, now that I think about it. What starter did I even use in Sword and Shield? I think I used the water one. I don't quite remember. Oh well. Now that we've split that 4 ways and Gardevoir is going to get to 48, but you know. There's one that Aggron can beat. Let's just get the Tentacruel out of here first. And actually I can do that with Breloom, so I'm going to do that. Get Aggron back in here. Use Body Slam to finish off Tentacruel's maybe 3 HP. Excuse me. 0. It's always the stall set. Always. Yeah. Probably true. It is a very good defensive wall. It has very solid typing for a defensive wall, so that's probably why people use it that way. But I have always used it with a Choice Band, and I do not regret one time using it like that. Absolutely. Thank God for Court Change to nerf Ferrothorn. It's always the stall set. Just use a fire move then. The same Protect, Leech Seed, Stealth Rock, Gyro Ball with Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs. No, because they always run Heatran as well and swap out to that to Flash Fire. Yeah, those two do work very well as walls together. So, I guess that's true. Okay, Gardevoir's 48. No surprise there, it's my screener, so it's been out the most often out of anybody. That's a Milotic. I guess we're bringing Gardevoir back in. There's Ancient Power. You know, I can probably 2-hit KO the Milotic with Giga Drain, and to be fair, it's probably not a bad idea, considering I could use the HP at the moment, so... Well, no, it's got a lot of special defense, and I don't have a lot of special attacks, so this will probably be a 3-hit. Oh well. I'll use it anyway. Yeah, kind of figured. Might EQ next turn, actually, to get rid of the Milotic. Oh, it's not even using a water move. Good. You love this shitstorm you've just caused. God bless Ferrothorn. Nobody likes Ferrothorn. I like its design, though. It's kind of pretty cool from a design standpoint, especially in Gen 5 when it hangs from the ceiling. That was so cool, man. I love how they use the sprites effectively in Gen 5 to convey certain things. Grass in this case does not resist fighting, so... It does in the trading card game, if I remember correctly, but I don't think it does in the actual game. No, it doesn't in the actual game, but I think in the trading card game it does. Although I think in the trading card game, that's because they put poison types into the grass typing as well. Like, you've got the Nidoran line and that sort of stuff into the grass type in the games, or in the trading card game specifically. So, yeah. Alright, that's a Gyarados. We're gonna need a little help with that one. And I'm not even worried about Amnesia. It's ingraining, it's amnesiaing, it's stalling, but what do I care? I'm just going to Iron Tail it and we'll be fine. Let's get Gardevoir back in here now. I guess Flareon's not going to get to 48, but that's okay. It's no big deal. Ferrothorn does not need Jesus at all. Bug, yes. Grass, no. Send out a Gyarados that knows Fire Blast. They won't expect it. I mean, I guess that's true, yeah. I wouldn't use a Gyarados with Fire Blast. I might use it with Flamethrower with a... What's it called? With the choice specs, but Fire Blast, eh. You were using Close Combat on it because Close Combat kills both of them. That's true, yeah. Had to mix up. Ferrothorn has enough. Not enough. Ferrothorn is a product of Satan himself. Thought poison was either psychic or dark. Also the fairy typing, because they hate good things. I'm still upset about it. Oh boy. Alright, I'm at -1, so this probably, Iron Tail probably won't KO because it's craddly and it's bulky as hell, but this Thunderbolt will KO, so. TCG had typing constraints. Yeah, it did, because it didn't want to design and print 17 types, because that would be a lot. So, yeah, I can understand it. You guys can't keep bashing Ferrothorn, you guys will hurt yourself. I mean, if you bash it physically, you're gonna get Iron Barbs, so, I want to be careful with that. Bash it specially. There you go. Alright, and that's the final trainer before the final battle. We've stalled long enough, and the final battle is going to take 45 minutes anyway with the ending, so I guess we should get going. You don't hate fairy typing because of the type chart. You hate fairy because of Sylveon. Not a big fan of Sylveon, huh? I don't mind Sylveon. It's not my favorite Eevee evolution, but it's not my least favorite either. It's kind of hard for me to pick a least favorite Eevee evolution, though. I kind of like all of them. I guess that puts me in with, like, the vast majority of the internet, but, well, you know. It has flesh ribbons. I mean, they do kind of stick out of its neck, don't they? I could see how that would be a little off-putting. Okay, Starmie, you are ready to help me tank, and the reason why it's ready to help me tank is because A, it's a Shadow Pokemon, B, it has halfway decent defenses, it has Natural Cure, that's also really nice, but C, it has access to Recover, which means I don't have to burn all my healing items when I'm having it tank in this fight, so that's why we're going to bring it along for the final battle. And we're going to bring along 5 Shadow Pokemon and a something else as well. Or no, an empty slot. We're going to put an empty slot in there. So, who do we want to bring along? I definitely want Salamence to be brought along because of Intimidate. That's really nice to have, so I'm going to bring that in with me. We should check its stats while we're at it, too. Oh my actual god. What in the goddamn are those stats? That's fucking ridiculous. 151 attack. Jesus. That'll be a good tank for this fight as well, so. Alright, Breloom, let's stick you in here. Lapras, how's your defenses compared to Poliwrath? Because you might not be bad for this one. Shell Armor, that's not bad either. I guess I'll bring you along instead of Poliwrath. You've got a little bit of higher level, so. Oh, I gotta take the Amulet Coin away from Aggron. I keep forgetting about that. I want to give that to Salamence, I think. So I'll do that before I do anything else. And then, I need a Shadow Halfer besides Arbok, so Swellow's already in the thing. Electabuzz, I guess it's your time to shine. So we'll bring you in here. I want to have 2 Shadow Halfers because that way I can do that a little bit easier, so. Like, it'll be easier to Shadow Half things when I have 2 of them, because then I don't have to keep reviving Arbok and trying to get it on the field when the Pokemon on the field are such a high level. So, alright, you get the Amulet Coin. I should probably get my other leftovers out, actually, because Lapras would appreciate that. You go in the first slot. I might get Snorlax out instead of Lapras, actually, and then give Starmie the other leftovers. Yeah, I'm going to get Snorlax out, actually, and give Starmie the other leftovers. We'll put Lapras in the Purify Chamber. You know someone who has this really good Sylveon Whimsicott Gardevoir set, and they just can't use it anymore if they haven't returned to TCG since... Oh, that's no good. It was like a good combo, and then they can't use it because TCG broke some things. That's no good. Alright, I'll stick you there. And then... Okay, we'll bring Snorlax with us. Switch Aggron for Snorlax. And we'll stick Aggron over with the rest of the team. And I guess I'll bring you 2 over into this slot because I have some free space over here, so I'll leave the rest of my team over here for now. Alright, so there's that. I think we're good on the teams. I just need another leftovers, which I think I stuck in here, so... let's see. Yes, it did. There it is. Good. Take that out. Let me read through chat, and then we'll get going. You hated it before it was pointed out to you, so you'll ruin it until it's no longer liked at all. Fair enough, yeah. Why do you do this? You had a friend breed a Sylveon, and they made a defensive set on it. She named it Pancake. It was a demon. It would not die. Sylveon defensively is pretty good, so... Alright, so you 2 are going to be the crux of my offense for this one. You three plus one more are going to be the crux of my defense, as you'll see in a moment. So, but yeah, Salamence with Intimidate is very nice to have. I'm actually going to stick Starmie out in front as well, because of its access to recover. So, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, ready for the final battle. Nothing left to do except catch 7 more Shadow Pokemon. Remember this spot for later, by the way, because we're going to want to come back here. There's actually a battle CD that doesn't show up until you beat the final boss, so yeah, we'll want to do that. And obviously, make sure you save before you go upstairs, because good lord, I would not want to repeat this 30-minute fight again. So, we don't want to run into a situation like we did in Coliseum, where I had to go repeat the entire final boss gauntlet because I failed to catch Tyranitar. So... yes, but you get paid more than money to save it. You find out which Pokemon you like and it hurts you, oh boy. You feel odd towards Sylveon. You were never a fan of its design, but then you found out this YouTube series called Sylveon Trolls, where Sylveon just shits on every Pokemon and it moved up to 6th favorite. Okay, well that was easy to find out. Give me some time to figure something out. I was expecting to take more time on the finding out part. Okay, fair enough. Also, speaking of the TCG, they had literally no reason to remove the Fairy type when the Reshizard literally made the entirety of the Grass type completely unviable. Like, make it make sense. Reshizard dual Pokemon card? Yes, I can get them if I fail from Mirror B, I just don't want to. I want that number to be 82 when we end the game so I can just do the final Mirror B battle in the first post-game stream, which is going to be early next week. Alright, here we go. Enough avoiding the inevitable. Let's go fight Greevil. They started doing double-team Pokemon cards. Oh, that's strange, but kind of cool, actually. It's like a Synchro card. Is that how that works in Yu-Gi-Oh? I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since, like, the anime was on Season 2, so... I beat Eldez, I beat Ardos, I beat everybody else, and now it's just you, Mr. Verich. If that's even your real name, it isn't. Well, you made it easy for me. You left a breadcrumb trail. All I gotta do is follow the Shadow Pokemon, and here we are. Yeah, the news actually did its job for once, so that's pretty nice. And what is the final act exactly? Sure, I'll listen to you one last time. Well, yeah, and according to Lavrina, you've succeeded at that with Lugia. Yeah, because that's always worked out for literally everyone that's ever tried that in the movies. Have you not watched any sci-fi about robots, Greevil? This never works. They'll just kill you, and then there'll be monstrosities that nobody can do anything about. Like, come on. Yeah, right. Oh boy. The gate's opening. That can only mean one thing, knowing what we've seen in the intro. Here it comes. Shadow Lugia. I think I'm going to turn up the music for its battle theme, because it's pretty good. Adjustments by Lavrina. I don't know if those are considered adjustments, to be honest. I don't think she's very good at her job, as you'll see in the post-game. Well, just because it can't be purified doesn't mean that you can hang on to it, because even in the wrong hands, this thing is bad news. Time to take this from you. But first, the music. Yes, Aura Reader, of course it's a Shadow Pokemon. What did you think it was? I was really just waiting for this part, to be honest, because they kind of give you that little bit of leitmotif there. Okay. Go back now. It plays out a little more, but it basically plays exactly as it did, so... Okay, so, Lugia. Level 50 has really powerful Shadow moves, is probably one of the strongest overall Shadow Pokemon. It's more defensive than offensive, but it still hits like a train, especially if you don't have a lot of Shadow Pokemon here. It also has the lowest catch rate of any single Shadow Pokemon in the game. It has its normal catch rate of 3, which means if you're going to use the Master Ball on anybody, this is the Pokemon to do it. And that's why I'm just going to throw it with absolutely reckless abandon. There's no point using it on anything else, just use the Master Ball here. It's way easier, and it makes the final battle a little easier, because if you catch it with only 5 Pokemon in your team, you can add it to your party and use it as a tank in the final battle, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Master Ball? Master Ball, indeed. It is a pretty good song, isn't it? And there you go, final boss defeated. Kind of. The first phase. He has a second phase. There are 6 more Shadow Pokemon that we can catch from here. Guess who has all of them? It's me. I have 6. So, oh boy, here I go stealing again, pretty much. I just hope I don't get wrecked like that guy did when he tried to go killing again. I only know that from the meme that I've seen online. I've never actually watched Rick and Morty, so. You really didn't think this through, did you? Like, all someone had to do was catch that thing, and that was it. Like, you should have made it impossible to catch first, then impossible to purify. Boy, I hope that's not a Ted Woolsey translation for go, because we know what that means. Alright, now we have to challenge Greevil for real, and good lord, his eyeballs are almost as terrifying as Evis's entire model. I'll turn the music up again. He does have Persona Shadow Eyes. Very acrobatic. And he has a team of 6. 6 Shadow Pokemon. Count them. The one that you want to focus on to start with is Rhydon, but let me let the music play out a little bit. I don't like it as much as the original Pokemon Coliseum's final battle, but this one's still a banger. Like, if you're gonna have a 30-minute long final battle where we're basically just taking pot shots at each other until one of us is able to catch something, you gotta make the music good, and the music here is really good, so. Alright, so what I want to do to start with is I'm going to want to Shadow Half some stuff, but Rhydon actually has access to Shadow End, so I don't want to Shadow Half just yet. I'm going to want to let it Shadow End itself a couple of times, and then I'm going to want to try to catch it. So I'm going to switch Salamence in and out for a little bit to make it so that it actually is able to do that to itself. And I think I'll just Shadow Storm, actually. Just get a little chip damage. Moltres is going to be on the field for, like, literally forever because it's a legendary Pokemon. It has a catch rate of, like, 20-something. It's not as bad as it usually is, but the catch rate is still pretty atrocious, so I'm just going to leave it there for a while, and I'll deal with it later when there's another legendary bird on the field, because he has all 3. He has a Rhydon, he has an Exeggutor, a Tauros, Articuno Zapdos, and Moltres. All on one team, and if you want to do this correctly, you have to catch them all! Good luck. Okay, Shadow Hold is actually fine, because I can just kind of tank with these two. Starmie has Recover, so that makes it even easier to tank. So, you know what? Why not? We got Lugia on the field. Let's use its unique Shadow move, Shadow Blast. Because, I mean, we might as well. So we can see it once before I never use it again. It's basically the Shadow version of Aeroblast, as far as I'm aware. I don't think it has Aeroblast's critical hit rate, but it also doesn't have Aeroblast's 95% accuracy, so that's not bad. That Moltres is a critting machine. Sorry I haven't been really reading chat too much. Just want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly before I get in there. Greevil is a Shadow from Persona 5 confirmed? Probably. Wouldn't be shocked. Agate Village is the best song, no room to argue. Agate Village is really good, yeah. I'd have to agree, it's definitely up there as one of my favorites from both of the games, so. It's very relaxing. Starmie, you're doing very well so far, keep it up. Let's see. I don't want to toss an Ultra Ball just yet at Rhydon, but Rhydon is basically your It's the one that you're going to want to try to catch first, just so it doesn't knock itself out with Shadow End. So, but obviously I'm not going to be able to intimidate it anymore because they kind of made a mess of that plan with Shadow Hold. We'll fix that eventually. I think once, I think if I remember right, once Rhydon goes down or gets caught, I can actually switch after that, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. Just do the best we can until then. Yeah, everyone uses Shadow attacks, so every single hit in this battle will be not very effective, except for Shadow Half, which I obviously can't use at this point because I don't have any Shadow Halfers on the field. I probably should have started with Arbok on the field, to be honest, but it's no big deal. I guess we just Shadow Storm a couple of times. Oh, wait, I'm actually confused on Starmie. I wasn't thinking about that, because Rhydon usually doesn't Shadow Panic. It usually just spams Shadow End until it knocks itself out. So this is a little unusual, but... I mean, it's okay. We're slowly chipping them down to the point where I can catch them, so... This is pretty much the standard behavior, though, for all the legendary birds in the Greevil fight. They will pretty much exclusively use their Shadow unique move. In this case, Moltres has Shadow Fire, which is basically Shadow version of Flamethrower. Articuno will have a Shadow version of Ice Beam, and Zapdos will have a Shadow version of Thunderbolt. They're a little weaker, but they do still have their chances of burning, freezing, and paralyzing, so yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. Alright, I'm just going to toss a ball at this Rhydon, because I'm sick of the stupid fucker using Shadow Panic. Stop it! You're supposed to be weakening yourself to make my job easier. Okay, we'll Yellow Flute Starmie out of the confusion. There we go. Miss Aeroblast looking destructive. The newer animations make sense, but they feel so wimpy. Old Hydro Pump looked destructive. Yeah, I like a lot of the older animations because of how powerful they feel. I mean, we've talked about Earthquake in this game before, so you know how that goes. So okay, that's one down. That's good. Used to miss Gen 4 Hyper and Solar Beam, but Gen 8 Hyper Beam looks pretty good. Look at that damage. Starmie is stronger than Lugia right now. Yeah, I mean, Lugia's special attack is okay, but it's not great. Starmie probably has a little more, or exactly the same. So there's Shadow Exeggutor, that's number 3. But yeah, Moltres, I'm pretty much not even going to try to catch it until Timer Balls are more effective than Ultra Balls, because there's no real point. Like, it just doesn't really need to. Okay, I should be able to switch out now, which would make my job a lot easier with Starmie, because then I can Natural Cure off that, and then I can just get somebody in here with Shadow Panic. So we'll heal Lugia, and then we'll go from there. I guess I'll just Moon Milk. We'll buy a few more of these in the post-game, no big deal. Alright, Starmie, let's get you Natural Cured, if you can switch out. And let's get Electabuzz in here. Yeah, we can. Okay, so Shadow Hold is gone because Rhydon's gone, so that's good. Gonna miss the rest of the finale, you need a nap. Alright, Marie, take it easy, go get a nap. Have a good sleep. Yeah, oh no, burn. It's looking happy that are we sure it's hard as sealed? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. With Exeggutor, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, well, at least I got them in here before Shadow Hold happened again. So now I can have, and then I can faint, and then I can revive, and then I can go from there. Okay, so Lugia, I might just have you... Let's take a look, because that Natural Cure should have healed you, right? Yeah, it did. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with Lugia. I guess I could... Well, Shadow Down isn't really going to do much for me because I'm not going to be using any physical attacks. I'm pretty much just going to be using Shadow Half for damage from now on, if possible. So, I guess I'll use it, but I don't need it. Got anything to ruin your Absol? No, I'm not good at this, really. Oh, you'll get there. I'm sure you'll find something, maybe, possibly. The nice thing about the legendary birds in this fight, by the way, and the reason why I'm not focusing on them very much, is that they can't actually knock themselves out. Once you get Rhydon and Exeggutor, the rest of his team can't knock themselves out with any move, so you don't have to worry about Shadow End anymore. It's just the regular old Shadow move, so it's pretty much just tank everything and you'll be good. So, I mean, it's easier said than done, obviously, but we'll get there. Alright, so now probably Exeggutor is going to Shadow End. Moltres is fine. I'm going to need one more Shadow Half before I even consider throwing a ball at it, but we'll get there. There's Shadow End. It missed. That's good. Electabuzz will get you out of there in a minute, or you'll faint, which would be unfortunate, but not unexpected. Exeggutor, let's try to catch you. And I think after that, his last regular non-legendary Pokemon will come out, and once we catch that, it'll just be legendary birds, and that'll just be a Shadow Half and Glare Fest, basically. We'll get Arbok out here for that, and, well, as long as Arbok lives the turn, we should be okay. Close, but no cigar. That's okay, I'll throw another one next turn after its Shadow ends itself. It sounds so gruesome, end yourself. Oh, man. The only thing you got is that it looks emo with Mega Absol. Absol apparently isn't a goat, and you question your ability to use biology. Oh, identify biology. Okay, well that saves me from having to reverse mode. That's actually really helpful. Nice job, Electabuzz. Good work with that static. That'll be really good for its catch rate. So, Absol's the Harbinger Pokemon. It's said to bring about disaster, but it senses danger early with its horn and shows up to warn people, which people get very confused at, evidently. Alright, Lugia, let's... Okay, we got an Intimidate off, that's good. Let's heal Lugia with this turn. I'll use a Hyper Potion, because again, I have more of them than I need, even though the Middle Milk would have worked. And then, let's try to catch Exeggutor this turn. I'll be down to 25 Ultra Balls. It'll probably be closer to 22 when I'm done catching his final non-legendary Shadow Pokemon, but I shouldn't need them for very long after those 3 are done, because it's mostly just going to be Timer Balls after that, so... See, but it's a dark type, so it is the bringer of disaster. It's just lying to you. Not as good a boy as he seems. Oh boy. Exeggutor, you need to stop breaking out of the damn Ultra Balls. I will reset this battle and sit here for 3.5 hours if I have to. Stupid fucking plant. Okay, anyway. I'm not actually upset, I'm just getting heated. It's got like 2 more hits in it, so it's probably okay. Let's see, so let's do this with your turn. Salamence, do I want you to do anything? Not really. I could probably switch you out for somebody, actually, now that I think about it. Let's switch Starmie back in. If it works for this. I mean, it'll help anyway, because the next Shadow Pokemon that comes in will have fairly high attack, if it's his other regular one, non-legendary. And then I could just Intimidate it again, so it should be okay. There we go. Got it. 2 down. Mana, we don't have 3.5 hours. This phone doesn't even have a SIM card. Oh boy, sorry. That could be a bit of a problem going forward. Here's Shadow Tauros. Yeah, that's the last one that I really want to make sure that I get before I start worrying about the legendary birds, because they're a whole different ballgame, the legendary birds are. It's going to be an Arbok Glare Fest for a little bit after that. Before we start Shadow Halfing them, I'm going to get Arbok to Glare everything, and I will just heal it with Lugia's turn if I have to. No big deal. Also, it looks like a goat. Fuck you and your wrong opinion. They hella cute. They are not cute, it is a fact. They're cute enough, I don't care. If you said cool, I would agree, but cute? What? I don't know. Absol... What's my opinion on Absol? Do I even have an opinion on Absol? Honestly, no, not really. I mean, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a cool dark type. Actually, Arbok might not be bad for this particular junction. I definitely want Salamence to come in to make it a little easier, though. But I could do that with Starmie's turn. Alright, I'm going on Blast. Bring Salamence in, then we'll bring Arbok in after I've sufficiently weakened the Tauros. Absol looks like the goat monsters from Undertale. The only feelings you have in Absol is it's a good false swiper, and you can't use it in Unite. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad with false swipe. It's got that high attack. Ooh, that was kind of okay, actually. I might not even need the Shadow Half. Well, with Shadow Sky, I don't know if I want to use it, because a crit on Shadow Sky might actually KO the Tauros, and I don't really want that, so... Eesh. We'll just do things the safe way, because why not? Mega Absol can go die in a ditch, by the way. Regular Absol is best. Have I ever used Mega Absol? I don't think I ever have, to be honest. I don't think I have much of an opinion on it. I don't think I can, to be honest, because I haven't used it, so... Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna throw a ball at Moltres. This is not what you're supposed to do, but I have nothing else to do with Lugia's turn at the moment, so I'm just gonna do it. Let's switch Arbok in. Now, Arbok is at level 33 at this point. If it gets Shadow Fired, it's still going to take like 50 damage from it. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to keep it alive, but I'm going to try. Cheeky bastard. That was the easiest Moltres catch of my life. What the hell? Let's Go Pikachu prepared me for that to be an uphill battle, and then it just wasn't. That's fine. I should take my victories where I get them. There's Shadow Articuno. And once we get Tauros, it'll just be 2 left. And then we can Shadow Half to our heart's content. Literally, no one has told you what it actually is. You like the whole yin-yang thing? It's a nice contrast. If only it was a fairy type. Let's Go Pikachu features a barrier. I mean, that's true, yeah, so that kind of makes Moltres a little harder to catch, so... Oh, good, I got Shadow held after Arbok came in. Fantastic. Let's see. I think I'm going to top off... Well, I shouldn't top off Lugia just yet because it's going to get Shadow halved anyway. I guess I'll revive somebody. Let's do a max revive on... I guess Electabuzz is the only one that needs it at the moment. And then for Arbok... I guess I'm going to call and hope that I live. Because I need to glare both of them. And then I need to glare Zapdos as well. And the combination of Shadow Rush... Well, okay, that only did 14, so we might be okay. You tried it once, the ability change fucked you. If you left as a regular Absol, would have won, proven after you lost the battle and retried the fight without Mega Evolving. Magic Bounce is good, what do you mean? I do like Magic Bounce, but okay, yeah, if you run Super Luck and crit moves, then yeah, I could see Magic Bounce not being optimal for you. So, yeah, I could see the problem then. We're still under Shadow Sky, so I don't want to do too much with that. I guess I'll just top Lugia off since I'm not going to use Shadow Half just yet. I'm going to use it in a couple of turns, so... I probably should have topped Arbok off thinking about it, but I'll do it later. No big deal. Let's get our glares off first. Design is still better, though. Actually, is Mega Absol the one where it gets an Angel Wing? Because that's kind of dope, actually. I forget its design because I've basically never used it, but I'm pretty sure it's the one that gets an Angel Wing. It's kind of dope. It is? Okay. Lifeblood says no. Piece of Yoshi says yes. Who do I believe? Angel Wings in the Yin Yang, so it looks good. I have to look up its design after this so I can see what it looks like. I gotta get Arbok out of reverse mode as well. So, I guess we'll do that in a second. I just hate that Arbok's nature makes it reverse mode like every single attack, because that kind of doesn't help too much when I'm trying to get glares off. I mean, to be fair, I only really need it for like a couple more things, so it's not a huge deal. I guess I could even be switching Salamence in now to get some more Intimidates off on Tauros specifically, but I'll do it later. Looks good, lame. You will say you don't like Megas, but some of the designs were decent, like them making Swampert more buff. Yeah, Swampert is swole as hell in its Mega form. It can't even hold itself upright. It's ridiculous. So, oh, well, there goes Arbok. I told you that combination of the two would take them out, but I do have Electabuzz, so I can still Shadow Half with that. And I paralyzed the Tauros as well, which is exactly a part of my master plan to ensure that I don't have to worry about that too much. That I can catch it after this, basically. That's what I'm trying to get at. The Shadow Aura is gone, so I think I'm going to Shadow Blast again and revive Arbok with my second Max Revive. Because I'm going to need it for glaring. I guess I should have brought something with Follow Me. Would have made this a little easier. Oh well. Okay. Tauros is probably at the point where I'm going to say, yeah, I could probably catch it now. Let's see. It's about the only way to make Absol viable late game, since its stats are only decent, and mid-game also Mega Absol looks okay, but can still die. Well, I mean, it screwed you, so it's not really a shock that you feel that way, you know. So. Well, Pokemon are the best ones, because it's your headcanon they are good at hugs, like Incineroar. I don't know if you want to get a hug from Incineroar. I feel like that would hurt like hell. But, I mean, if that's what you want, then you do you. So. Alright, so Tauros, and then... yeah, I'm going to bring Electabuzz in, actually. Hopefully I catch the Tauros here. If I don't, it's not the end of the world, but I'd like to Shadow Half Articuno and Zapdos, like, immediately, and then do the same thing with Arbok, but, you know. It's fine, though, because the more turns that we waste here, the better the timer balls get. And that's the main thing that I'm trying to do here, is stall for time so that the timer balls become the most effective ball. Because that'll make catching Articuno and Zapdos a lot easier. Or, in theory, it'll make them catching them a lot easier, so. Mega Metagross was okay. Everyone makes Art of Incineroar Cuddles anyway, so clearly we share the same brain. I don't know about that one. Maybe, but at the same time, maybe not. Hate Incineroar. Megas are bad because they're too limited. Dynamax includes everyone, but during Megas, you had to use one to be viable, which is dumb. Dynamax, yes. Gigantamax, no. Gmax and Teleon crits, hell, is much more, fun. Sniper. Don't know where that burp came from, but it jumped up like a shot. Sklavia, thank you for following. I appreciate that. We have a lot of discourse about Pokemon on this stream when I'm playing Pokemon, so it's usually a fun time. It's time for Shadow Half, I think. Where's my Shadow Half? There's my Shadow Half. Lugia, have some more accuracy. I don't really need to worry about your HP because Electabuzz is about to zap everybody to half HP, so... Listen, Mono, the burn is worth it. Gotta feel the burn. Alright, there we go. So now Electabuzz can end up in reverse mode or something. Okay, it didn't, but it's probably gonna die anyway. So... Sklavia is now a part of the madness. Yes, welcome to the madness, Sklavia. It's not always Pokemon around here. As a matter of fact, after this game is over next week, I'm probably going to take a break from Pokemon for a while, because we've played 3 Pokemon games this year as part of the 25th anniversary of the series, so I'm going to take a break from it. Also because of the fact that there are no other Pokemon games on my Nintendo GameCube console, or my Wii. That's the Nintendo Wii is the one that I'm playing it on at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to take a break from them to finish up all my other Nintendo Wii projects and then go from there. So kind of funny that you love Emboar, Delphox, and Incineroar, but despise or feel mad towards every other fire starter. Don't like Charizard, don't like Blaziken, feel mad towards Infernape and Typhlosion and Cinderace. I mean, I think Emboar is a little bit of a, like... It's definitely not a bandwagon opinion for liking Emboar, so good on you for that one, because I don't think a ton of people actually like Emboar. I'm kind of indifferent to it, to be honest. I'm kind of indifferent to most of the Gen 5 starters. If I had to pick one of them to be my favorite, I'd probably pick Serperior. But, yeah, I'm kind of indifferent to all of them, honestly. So, alright, now... We gotta get Arbok in so I can see if I can get a glare or two off. I should have gone and bought some X accuracy. That's what I should have gone and gotten. So I could just use Lugia's turn to give Arbok accuracy so I could just glare without having to worry about it. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. Because I know I'm going to probably die this turn if they double team Arbok. But I'm going to try anyway. Is it even worth calling, though? I might as well just try to get the glare off, you know? Oh, well. I'm playing Royal next, right? Ow, that hurt like hell. Please hit Lugia instead of Arbok. I want to glare you. Damn you. This plan is not working out how I hoped it would. It's okay, though. We'll figure it out. Starmie? Maybe I'll just Shadow Storm until they're, like, really low on HP, and then I'll stop. But Incineroar can go, has Gen 7 to... Oh, how did that sentence die so badly? You're playing Royal, right? I think Piece of Yoshi is trying to tell me something. I haven't discerned what it is yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, just double Shadow Storm. I was going to recover, but I can probably do that next turn, so... You know, Greevil, that would be a pretty good play if it wasn't for the fact that it's not an actual electric-type move. Oh, well. Alright, but let's weaken Articuno a little more. And then I'll try to get Arbok back in here at some point, so I can get glares off, because I really need to paralyze these guys. It'll help a lot with their catch rate. So I'll keep trying. If I have to use revives, then I'll use revives. No big deal. Monochromium Live, dead, has died. Yoshi, all these rainbows tell me you're high. No, I'm just gay. Fair enough. That's good. No big deal. Yeah, just keep doing it. It's fine. I'll revive Arbok later. I'm going to try to get Articuno down a little bit on HP so that it can get a little easier to do this. The unfortunate part is that you can't add any of the legendary birds to your team mid-battle. Because if you could, it might not be bad, because then you could use like Shadow Chill or Shadow Bolts to try to like paralyze or freeze them. So, you know. Like really high, like really gay. This isn't even a lie, I'm bi. No, that's okay. You're good. Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Mudkip, Turtwig, Emboar, Fennekin, Rowlet, Scorbunny, your starter in every gen. First 5 are the same for you. Last 3 are Froakie, Litten, and Sobble. Sobble, that's the water type. I think that's the one that I used in Gen 8 when I played it. It's been such a long time, I forget, to be honest. Do it again. Double Shadow Storm again. I'm not trusting Articuno's HP at the moment. It's not exactly low enough for my taste, especially since it's not, like, paralyzed. If it was paralyzed, I'd be much more okay with it, but it's not, so... And Zapdos ain't even close, so... We'll get there with Zapdos, but it's not there yet. I think after this next Shadow Storm, it'll be close, though. It should be in good shape. Much as you like that Cinderace, Nerf, Ferrothorn, and Teleon crits are too fun. I mean, getting a crit every time is a good feeling. I haven't experienced that very much myself, because I don't think I've really had anything that has the sniper ability too often. I've mostly experienced critting every single time in Gen 1, although I don't think that's everybody's idea of a good time when it comes to critting all the time, so... Alright, let's try a Timer Ball on Articuno. I'm going to have Starmie recover. I'm probably going to use my last Max Revive on... Arbok. I'm going to use it on Arbok because of the glare. I think I'm going to need Paralysis to get through this in the next 45 minutes. So. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. Thank you for being very gracious, but now Zapdos is going to be a bitch because I know how this works. So. Absol crits are broken. Snipe Shot has a boosted crit chance plus Scope Lens. Also it gets Focus Energy. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff there. But yeah, this is why I like Starmie for the final battle, because it has access to Recover, which makes it so I don't have to use a healing item to actually get it to the point where it's in good shape. So, I guess we Shadow Blast, and, I guess we Shadow Break as well. I don't want to weaken it too much in one turn. Like, what if I get a double crit, you know? So... But yeah, now we're in pretty decent shape. Other than needing to revive Arbok to Glare, I think we're in pretty decent shape. Zapdos shouldn't take too long to get weakened to the point where it's in a good place for me to try catching it. And Timer Balls are very effective at this point. They're more effective than Ultra Balls, so yeah, we shouldn't need the Ultra Balls for anything after this until like the last Shadow Pokemon. So, alright, let's revive Arbok, because I got that one last Max Revive. And then we'll try to get it in here to Glare with Zapdos. And it can be paralyzed in this gen, so that's actually pretty helpful. And I guess I'll just Shadow Break with Starmie. I know Shadow Break isn't its more powerful move here, Shadow Storm is, but I'm trying to weaken it, not trying to accidentally crit it to the point where it's like low yellow. I don't think that would work with Shadow Storm, because Zapdos is pretty tanky, but, you know. Bulbasaur cannot choose in Gen 2, plant, you don't know the name, so Trico. Turtwig, can't choose Gen 5, Fennekin. The water type in thing... Is that Poplio? And Scorbunny. You just need a Moongus or Indeedee to redirect. There you go. Absol with Crit Move, Super Lux, Scope Lens, or Razor Claw. And Hydro Snipe ignores Storm Drain and Water Absorb. What the hell is Hydro Snipe? Also, Snipe Shot can't be redirected. Oh, that's cool. And Dry Skin. That too. It acts as a Mold Break. Wow, that's a pretty powerful sounding move. If it does do that. Yeah, but I don't even know what that is, though. That goes to show how long it's been since I've played Gen 8. I think I played Gen 8, like, right when it came out, and I didn't even beat Sword and Shield before getting sick of it, and then I just haven't played it since, so... It's its G-Max move? Oh, okay, gotcha. See, back when I played, back in my day, Inteleon didn't have a Gigantamax form. Oh boy, but anyway. The other two moves are Blizzard and Air Slash. Air Slash boosts speed to outspeed those pesky Tailwind guys. Okay, gotcha. I mean, that makes sense to me. So. Alright, I'm going to heal Lugia this turn. Let's use another Moo Milk. And we'll call Arbok. And hopefully we'll live long enough to glare. I'll just heal it next turn, because the Shadow Bolt is probably directed right at Arbok. Oh, okay. Thank you for being gracious. I appreciate that. You never played the DLC? Yeah, same Lifeblood. It wasn't something that I did myself either. Now what? I was hoping to use Lugia's turn to heal this turn, but I guess since I don't have to, I'll switch in Snorlax, because he tanks Shadow Bolts like a champion. He's got so much special defense. He's about to have a lot less HP, though, because I'm definitely going to Shadow Half with Arbok if I live this turn. So... Oh, that's so it's G-Max move when it's Dynamax at least. Oh, for Air Slash. Okay, I see. And G-Max Hailstorm sets the stage for Blizzard to always hit while being helping handed by Indeedee. So that's not bad then, yeah. Sounds like you've got a pretty good plan of action there, at least, in terms of, you know, getting everything to work pretty well. I don't need to use another Revive for Electabuzz, but I might do it anyway. So, because I can Shadow Half again. More Shadow Half! And then just tank my way to victory. Alright, let's do this. Arbok, good work. You have done so much work. Like I said before, you've caught like practically half the roster for me with Shadow Half and Glare. It's kind of ridiculous. And there's a Paralysis, that's nice. And so Arbok is recharging. You know what? It's a sign. Arbok did not go into, what's it called? It didn't go into reverse mode this turn. You know what that means, right? It's going to go into reverse mode next turn. Yes, thank you. Next question. Oh boy. I hope Electabuzz lives, because I definitely don't... I have to wait for the recharge turn for Arbok, so I can't just heal it this turn. You also run Incineroar and Goodra and Alcremie. You have two main attackers and everyone else's support. It's funny, don't judge. No, that's fine. I ain't judging. Double battles are... I really haven't done a whole lot of double battles outside of Gen 3, so I can't really judge anybody in terms of what they do with double battles, because I just don't have as much experience with it in later generations. I've actually never played VGC format, so yeah, it is what it is there. So, you know what? I'm gonna heal Arbok. I'm gonna heal Arbok with a Hyper Potion, because I have a Death Wish, and it's probably gonna faint anyway. But Electabuzz is going to get the Shadow Half off, and then I'm probably going to get Shadow Bolted to death. Just in a desperate attempt, in a desperate bid to keep Arbok alive. That's what I'm trying to do. Electabuzz I couldn't give a shit less about, but Arbok, no. Arbok has to live this fight. We'll get Salamence in here after this too, so we can have our two team members in. Zapdos is paralyzed, that's perfect. Oh, yeah, right, I can't do that because Electabuzz has to recharge. Alright, Salamence, get in here. We'll throw the ball in a minute. The timer ball just gets more effective the more turns I use, so... Yoshi, are you hungry? All these Pokemon are food items. It's like that one guy in Real Game Coliseum where they're just all food. That guy was funny. I still can't get over how ridiculous that guy was. Literally only the cream is a good food item. The mushroom does not count, it's poisonous. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Wouldn't want to eat a Namungus. That would probably not be very healthy. Alright, we've stalled for a minute, but that's okay. I wanted to get Arbok back in here to promptly get Shadow Bolted and die. But, okay. I mean, that's not bad, actually. I'm still going to heal it this turn, but, you know. Alright, more fresh water. Now for the moment of truth. Can I catch Zapdos in a timer ball? The answer is probably yes, but there's probably an asterisk next to it because it's going to take a few of them because, I mean, the other two went down in one. What's the likelihood this one's going to go down in one, right? Oh, man. Not likely. And that's why you use reverse psychology. Holy shit, Exeggutor was the hardest catch on that team. We beat Greevil. Fantastic. I had my two team members that are actually in the team on the field to do it. Perfect. This could not have gone any better. GG, Greevil. Give me that 10 grand. I just took all the rest of this man's money with the amulet coin. But yeah, that's it. We caught all 82 Shadow Pokemon on the first go, I think, as well. I mean, we missed Butterfree. We missed Primeape. And obviously we missed Nosepass and Zangoose the first time because you can't get them the first time, but we caught those too, so We're practically done. We got one left, and we'll do that in the post-game, so. Very good, very good. You eat poison all the time. I don't know how healthy that is, Sklavia. You guys really do sleep on children in these RPGs, don't you? They're always the ones that save the world because you guys can't see the forest for the trees. Uh-oh. Ardos is back. And my team isn't exactly in top shape. I hope he doesn't want to fight. Well, you don't have to forgive me, but it's over. There's nothing you can do. Oh my god, he listened to Piece of Yoshi. No, you can't blow up this island with me on it. Hurry up and get out of there right now before the island blows up with you on it. What, blows up? Like that, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have green forest to get us out of here. I would have to run, and that would not be good. What the hell, Ardos? Why are you throwing so many human lives away like that? Come on, man. I had high hopes for you. And now you're just being a jackass. I mean, I knew you were cold, but Jesus Christ. I don't think you are. Back me up on this, Eldez. Yeah, the chaos ending. Yeah, I guess we could ride Lugia out of here. That's a fair point. We'd lose the Robo-Kyogre, but, you know. Yeah, come on now. Where's your empathy for other human lives? Yeah, and clinging to your cold-heartedness is going to get you thrown in jail for even longer. Not to mention the guilty conscience from having to kill dozens of people. Didn't think they'd want to go out like that. Good lord. I don't think you're right. I think you're both wrong. And I mean, that's true. It's over. There's only one Shadow Pokemon left, and I'm gonna go get it in a little while. No, it won't. You're gonna kill all your subordinates in a gigantic explosion. It won't live forever, because it'll just be you three left. That's it. You're really not thinking this through, are you? I'm gonna begrudge you all I fucking want. You wanna kill me, you asshole? Yeah, in case it wasn't immediately clear at this point, Master Greevil is Eldez and Ardos' father. I think he can call him father. I think it's okay. Especially if he wants to get through to him, so. Well, I mean, yeah, that's never worked for anybody, and at this point it's been like 3.5 generations, and it still hasn't worked from any of the evil teams, so. You'd think they would have read what happened in Hoenn on the news. He is showing spine. He's showing more spine than you. He actually gives a shit about the people under his wing, Ardos, you idiot. I don't think Master Greevil's very stable right now. He's kind of just agreeing with whoever talks to him last. Probably because we completely crushed every single hope that he's had for the past, like, 5 years, so, you know. Don't worry about where Ardos is going, by the way. He still has to get on the ship, because there's only one other ship out of here besides the Robo-Kyogre, and that's Master Greevil's, so even if he leaves, he's gonna get arrested anyway. It doesn't matter, so. This is canon now. Regret intensifies. Oh, boy. I'll read through the rest of the chat in a minute. I'm just trying to finish this part up before we are here for actually 3.5 hours. And what a nightmare it was, huh? You know, that sounds like a good idea. I haven't seen them in a while, so. Yeah, I'll look forward to it too, even though it won't happen because I'm not doing Ore Coliseum. So that's fun. It works, but you have to show no mercy and crush everyone, not send out peons. I mean, I guess that's fair, yeah. But they always use peons, so it hasn't worked for anybody yet because of that, so. Let's go home to a hero's welcome, even though I've got 6 Shadow Pokemon rather than my actual team with me. For once, I'm kind of glad they don't show your team like they do when you beat the Pokemon League, because it wouldn't be my team. It would be a bunch of Shadow Pokemon that I use to tank. Oh boy. How old is ONBS? They're all teenagers. Which, again, makes me think that they definitely used Duking's money to build that building and become professionals. So. And do they really entrust the news to a bunch of children? I mean, they can see the world for what it is, so... More so than the adults can in these games. That's a nice picture to end on. All my friends are with me, and that's how it should be. Alright, so let's save our file because we've caught a whole bunch of Pokemon, and I don't feel like repeating that whole session there, like I had to last time. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. We have completed the main story of Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness. And really, what I said back in Colosseum holds true for this one. I mentioned in Colosseum that the game wasn't bad, it's just that in any particular scenario where I was playing Colosseum, I pretty much wanted to be playing XD instead. Pokemon XD does a lot of things better than Colosseum, in my opinion. It basically takes the groundwork that Colosseum had, and it builds on it with a bunch more Shadow Pokemon, a bit more balance to the number of good and bad Pokemon that are in the game, you know, a little bit better balancing with the trainer system. I mean, it's a little less difficult. They kind of toned that down a little bit. And I kind of do miss Colosseum's difficulty occasionally, but if you want Colosseum's difficulty, you could just go do, you know, the Colosseums like Pyrite and Realgam Tower, and then or Colosseum in the post-game. Those all work pretty good for getting yourself a little more difficulty. The music is just as good as it was in Colosseum. There's no real problems there. Tsukasa Tawada is fantastic, and his music is fantastic, and no one can disagree with me because they'd be wrong. But yeah, he does a really good job on the soundtrack in this one. And in the previous one, all the soundtracks from the old game come back in the places you revisit. So yeah, it's all good. I've heard that people have a problem with the fact that you have to revisit locations in this one that were just taken wholesale from the first game. I don't have a problem with it, but the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because oftentimes when you're revisiting a location in this game, you're going through it a different way than you did in the previous game. Like Phaenax City, you revisited in this game. In the previous game, it was mostly just kind of a safe haven. In this game, it looks like a safe haven, but then it ends up being taken over by Cypher Peons from the inside. Realgam Tower was the endgame dungeon. Now it's a place of play. Cypher Lab, you go through that a different way. You pretty much go backwards through the facility from what you did previously. So, yeah, they usually mix it up, even if the areas are coming back from previous games. So, and the areas that they added anew were all pretty solid as well. So, yeah, the music's good. The gameplay is well-founded and solid. I think it's a very well-done Pokemon game, and it's definitely my favorite Gen 3 game. It's probably one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time, to be honest. It's kind of hard for me to pick between this one and Black and White 2, but yeah, it's pretty solid. If you haven't played it, well, you'd have to get used to the idea that this physical special split isn't around, and going back to not having that can be a little bit of an adjustment for people, but it is a very fun time all the way through. It's a solid, probably 50-hour game by the time you're all everything's said and done, including the post-game, which we're going to go ahead and do starting next week. But first, let's finish out the credits here. But yeah, Pokemon XD is really good. I would highly recommend it. It's, again, one of my favorite games, Pokemon games, so not bad. Mr. Iwata, thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Why do the good always die so young? I will not be here to answer that question today, but I will be here to honor him because he was a great guy. So there you go. That's Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. The story so far is over, but there is more to be done. The post-game awaits. We still have battle CDs to go finish, because we didn't do any of them in the main game. And in addition to that, we have one more Shadow Pokemon to catch, because we have 82. But, well, obviously we have to purify a whole bunch as well. There's going to be a ton of them to purify. And, yeah, we'll have to fix all of that in the post-game of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the Stream Edition, which will be happening early next week. Probably Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, we will be purifying Lugia first things first once we boot up the game again in the post-game. I just don't want to load this file until the post-game because we've done enough today as it is. I've been going for 3 hours, so I'm ready to call it a day, but we'll be back for more in the post-game. Apologies for not reading a whole ton of chat here as well. Let's see. Colosseum is great, but XD was more quality of life and easier difficulty spikes. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. It's pretty good. Like I said, XD is pretty solid. It's basically, if you liked Colosseum, you're going to like XD because it's just Colosseum but better. Trying to think if there's anything else that I missed from my little review. Well, I guess we have the post-game to talk about that, but... Okay, so yeah, we'll call it a day here, and then we'll head into the post game, and we'll do a bunch of purification. We'll do all that stuff starting next week. I will post the schedule on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Discord for next week's schedule. It's going to be entirely front-loaded, because I have to get surgery on Thursday the 16th. I'm going in to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. So I'm going to front-load all the streams next week, and then I'm going to take a couple weeks off after that. But before that, we're going to finish this up. But what if you didn't like Colosseum? I don't know, you'd probably still like this one, because this one isn't as gritty as Colosseum, and I feel like that would be people's major complaint, is that it's kind of gritty realistic, and this one's more of a caricature. So, you might like it anyway, even if you didn't like Colosseum. I guess it just depends on if you like catching shadow Pokemon or not. So really, that's going to be the defining feature. If you don't like catching shadow Pokemon, I guess this one isn't for you, but, well, you got to watch me beat it anyway. So yes, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. Like I said, schedule will be on all of those social media things tomorrow, about 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually when I put it on, if I remember. But we'll be back probably on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do some post-game stuff. There's a few little post-game things to do, and then it'll mostly be battle CDs, and then we'll probably finish Area 6 of Mount Battle to get some levels, and then we'll do the secret ending. So, until Sunday, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness so far. We'll be back for more of it then. But until then, take care, and have a good one.